Pretty nice, huh? Yeah, it's so shiny. Well, don't make love to it, you know? There we go. Put it over your shoulder. There we go. 4 years ago, almost to the day, Generico and I had our first match in the United States in this very building for another company. And during that match, we had one hope, and that was to one day be part of the Ring of Honor roster. And tonight, 4 years later, we walk into this building as Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. But you see, as great a night as September 19th was for us, Glory by Honor 7 is going to be just as good. Because you see how I have this belt over the one shoulder. It's real cool, but it kind of makes me slant on one side, so I got to even that out. So I figured tonight, I'm going to take the FIP, they get it, FIP Championship from Goshizaki, secure myself a few Florida bookings, and become double champion. Now, you seem a little slanted yourself there. That shoulder feel lonely? Yeah? Does it tell the other shoulder where's my belt? Yeah?
See.
All right, so, whoa, okay, sorry. We're gonna remedy that tonight, right? Tonight, listen, look at me. Tonight, you get one more shot at Nigel McGuinness. You understand me?
See.
Tonight, remember Cleveland? Well, tonight's gonna be even better. Because this time, Nigel's not gonna warm his way out with a victory, you hear me? He's not gonna be able to beat you by this much. Tonight, you're gonna be one step ahead of him. You hear me?
See.
Tonight, you gotta be one step ahead of him. 4 years ago, we walked in here with everything to prove. And tonight, we walk out with all of Ring of Honor's gold.
Introducing first from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 217 pounds, Jerry Lynn. His opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 235 pounds, representing the YRR, Kenny King.
It is September 20th, 2008, and Ring of Honor is back here where it all started, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We are just 5 blocks away from the Murphy Rec Center here at the former ECW Arena for Glory by Honor 7. Dave Prazak joined at this time by Lenny Leonard.
Very hard to believe that we've been here for 7 Glory by Honors now, and fans, we owe it all to you. Of course, we want to thank you for making everything possible that Ring of Honor has been able to accomplish here.
It is all through the support of the Ring of Honor faithful fans that we are here. Jerry Lynn, former ECW World Champion, you know, the real ECW, the original ECW, here to take on one of the hot rising stars, one of the hottest prospects in pro wrestling today, one half of the YRR, the FIP Tag Team Champions, Kenny King.
Jerry Lynn showing Kenny King. He's got a little soul. He knows what's going on. The two guys at very different stages of their respective careers. Jerry Lynn, a guy who maybe has had the best parts of his career in the past, and Kenny King.
And the fans showing their respect for Jerry Lynn and all the accomplishments that he has made in professional wrestling, many of them in this very venue.
Well, he's had so many great matches against, some of the greatest matches of his career were right here in this building against guys like Rob Van Dam, Justin Credible, Lance Storm. And Kenny King's a young man who, well, some say the best is yet to come for Kenny King.
He's in great physical condition, as you can see right there. A lot of these fans throwing their support behind Jerry Lynn, able to take Kenny King down by the arm. Showing he's still got it as well.
King's been very impressive since making his way here to Ring of Honor after his very impressive stint down at Full Impact Pro as part of the YRR. It was back in Cleveland at Age of Insanity where he took Bryan Danielson to within about 15 seconds of a draw before being forced to tap out. And he has been on the radar of ROH officials for quite some time here and is looking to really make that leap to the next level.
And leaping very well right there, throwing the dropkick, but Lynn was able to avoid it and grab hold of the side headlock on Kenny King. A great natural athlete. We saw just a little bit of his leaping ability right there as he threw that dropkick, but has great height on everything that he does.
And you see what one of the big things that Jerry Lynn brings to the table in that same sequence right there. He saw that dropkick attempt coming, was able to avoid it. The veteran Jerry Lynn able to think one step ahead of Kenny King, but the quickness of King once again on display. Nice arm drag and a nip up.
And very cocky athlete, very confident as well. That is why he is one half of the FIP Tag Team Champions, along with Jason Blade. Of course, FIP, ROH's sister promotion. DVDs of FIP available at ROHWrestling.com.
Lock up collar and elbow tie up, but have to give the strength advantage to Kenny King, but he quickly grabs the armbar. Lynn switches and grabs control of the wrist, floats over the top. Nice arm drag by Lynn. King right back up and runs into an arm drag again.
Very even contest thus far between these two wrestlers as Lynn controlling that arm, barring it, keeping Kenny King grounded.
What a night we've got here tonight. 4 big title matches and the main event, Steel Cage Warfare.
A huge card for Glory by Honor 7 right here in Philadelphia as Lynn really going to work on the arm of Kenny King. Keeping control of it, keeping it barred, but Lynn back in a standing position, a handful of hair, whatever can give him that leverage necessary to back Lynn into the corner.
So warning from official Todd Sinclair, goes for the right hand, but again Lynn one step ahead, able to avoid him. Boot to the midsection and a forearm. King sent for the ride, reversal, Lynn into the corner, up and over he goes, roll up!
It's that sunset flip out of the corner and near fall. Boot to the midsection by Kenny King. He's got Jerry Lynn, but a reversal once again. Up and over on the Invisible Man goes Kenny King. Roll up by Jerry Lynn. Only 2.
And at the open, it's been Jerry Lynn just one step ahead of Kenny King at pretty much every exchange.
Don't forget about the Invisible Man. He's one step ahead of Jerry Lynn as well.
Side headlock by Lynn. King looking to perhaps power his way free here. Referee Todd Sinclair looking on. King takes his time, measures him. Forearm shot to the rib cage, and again.
Lynn, though, still has those hands clasped together and maintaining the side headlock, though. He's going to make Kenny King fight to work his way out of this hole.
King momentarily down to a knee, but back to his feet. Maybe trying to power his way free, looking for a top wrist lock, perhaps. Right now, it's Lynn with the leverage, and instead, King snapmares his way free. Nice reversal.
And once again, a handful of hair, though, to make sure that he was able to keep control of Jerry Lynn and stopping down on the face and the eyes. It does keep Kenny King in the driver's seat for the moment. Fans letting him hear it. Forearm shot from King. Lynn staggered, but staying on his feet. Another shot from King in the corner.
Kenny King starting to bust out the power game. Hard shots to the side of the head. Has Lynn rocked there against the ropes. And another. Lynn, though, staying on his feet. He won't go down. Near the midsection by King. Doubles him up.
So at 45 years old, just what Jerry Lynn has left as off the ropes he comes. And able to get the head scissors on Kenny King.
Quickly back to his feet and off the ropes. Through the legs. Nice single leg there by Lynn. An elbow right to the back of the head.
And just as quick and sharp as Kenny King is on these exchanges, Jerry Lynn is right there with him. And once again, King has to resort to going to the eyes. and trying to pitch Jerry Lynn out to the floor, but hey, he's just fine out there doing jumping jacks. Here comes Kenny King, went for the plancha, but nobody home. Lynn saw it coming and just moved out of the way.
Once again, the veteran showing that ring awareness at all times. Able to avoid Kenny King. Somersault off the apron.
And that brings these fans here in Philadelphia to their feet. Jerry Lynn giving it all he's got. Needs to bring the action back inside, though, and go for a cover here on Kenny King. Oh, but before he can, King able to drive the back of Jerry Lynn to the edge of the ring frame. And now pounding away with closed fists on the floor.
Oh, great resiliency on the part of King. Absorbed that blow on the outside. Still able to come back and dish out the punishment to Jerry Lynn as he tosses him back under the bottom rope and continues to maintain the advantage with a kick to the lower back. That's where the advantage of Kenny King's youth comes into play, Dave. He's able to absorb those offensive maneuvers from his opponent and really recover a lot more quickly than an athlete who's been in the ring for 20 years like Jerry Lynn is able to.
Yeah, he does have that physical advantage, but as we pointed out already, Jerry Lynn has the knowledge of professional wrestling from being a veteran of the squared circle that could give him just a few little tricks to get the advantage against someone like Kenny King, who is in top physical form for the sport right now.
Well, that's what makes this such an interesting matchup. You know, has Father Time taken enough of those physical skills away from Jerry Lynn to overcome the physical disadvantage he has in being inside the ring against a guy some 15 to 20 years his junior?
And Jerry Lynn wants to prove here tonight that he belongs on the ROH roster full time here. Irish whip, Lynn into the ropes. Roll up by Lynn. Only two. Kenny King went to drive that knee into the midsection. Lynn got the roll up. This time he does land the knee right into the midsection of Lynn and sends him into the corner. And double knees right to that lower back, focusing on that body part. And now the spine buster to follow up.
King just drove him into the canvas with that spine buster. Hooks the leg and only gets two.
And clutching at that back, the damage done by Kenny King as he has the knee placed in the lower back while pulling up on the chin lock, applying maximum pressure to the injured body part.
Trying to just sap the strength from Jerry Lynn here as well. The fans rallying behind Lynn, but a very confident look on the face of Kenny King as Lynn struggling to try and get back to his feet, elbow to the midsection. Right hand to the top of the head, another to the gut, lefts and rights. King frees himself. Small package.
Oh, he almost had him right there. King the first one to his feet and once again going to the eyes. And great agility shown by King, landing that kick to the head of Jerry Lynn and drives him into the canvas. But Jerry Lynn with the shoulder up, refusing to stay down.
Oh, that cartwheel kick from Kenny King caught him on top of the head. Then the Blue Thunder powerbomb get him a 2 count.
And now he's just smacking Lynn across the side of the face. I think that confidence is turning into cockiness here out of Kenny King and just disrespecting the veteran, much like we have seen out of Chris Hero in the past.
Slaps to the face. That's what the YR is all about. They're young, they're rich, they're ready for action. They don't care who's in the ring with them. They are supremely confident, bordering on the point of cockiness at all times.
And once again, handful of hair. It's a lot of raking of the eyes, a lot of handfuls of hair out of Kenny King just to try to get a victory here against a veteran like Lynn, but he was able to move out of harm's way before Kenny King could drive down with that leg drop off the ropes. This is giving Jerry Lynn a little bit of time to dig down for some energy, fire himself up, get back to his feet and fight back. These fans encouraging him on as well.
Lynn is to his feet first, boot to the midsection. Throws Kenny King down by the head this time, not once but twice. Jerry Lynn starting to get aggressive, side headlock.
He doesn't need the handful of hair to do it to Kenny King either.
Able to use the ropes to his advantage there. Another veteran trick in the books of Jerry Lynn. Fingers to the eyes. Lynn's pulling them all out here tonight.
Turnabout is fair play. Swinging DDT.
Right on top of his head, cover.
Kenny King with the shoulder up somehow. Lynn needs to stay on the man, maybe get him in position for the cradle pile driver. Could now be the time to go for it. Jerry Lynn's got him. But Kenny King able to elevate Jerry Lynn.
Nice reversal by Lynn. Throws him into the corner and charges, but King with the boots up. Whoa, he's got his feet on the ropes.
Good officiating by Todd Sinclair. Saw the feet on the ropes and stopped the count.
King none too happy with it.
Got to play by the rules, man. Jerry Lynn, meanwhile, back to his feet. King took too much time arguing with Sinclair. And now Lynn, all the way to the top rope he goes. Top rope Hurricane Rana. Lynn with a boot to the midsection. Cradle pile driver.
Here is your winner, Jerry Lynn.
That cradle pile driver is the maneuver that has earned Jerry Lynn so many victories in this very building. And even at age 45, Lynn looks better than ever. A great outing by Kenny King in the process, but Jerry Lynn with the victory here at Glory by Honor 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and the new NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Brett O'Brien. And it is for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the World. In this match, there's a 10 count on the floor, and a wrestler will be disqualified if he throws his opponent over the top rope. Introducing first, the challenger, accompanied by Larry Sweetie and Shane Hagedorn from San Diego, California. Weighing 245 pounds, he is representing Sweet and Sour Incorporated, Scotland, Adam Pearce. History will be made in Philadelphia tonight. Bet on that.
NWA World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. The champion, Brent Albright, to defend against former champion Adam Pearce. Paul Turner, your official, calls for the opening bell.
Quick spear by Albright and going right away, right hands to the top of the head of Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. It was back in New York at Death Before Dishonor 6 that Brent Albright won the NWA World Heavyweight title from Adam Pearce in a match that has everyone talking.
Oh, it was an amazing contest, a very emotional moment. The first time that the NWA World title changed hands in New York City. And Brent Albright has since defended that title several times, including down in Mexico. And here tonight, putting it on the line at Glory by Honor 7. And you can see his arm all bandaged up, suffered an injury last night, but was given the option to take the night off and not have to defend tonight. But he wants to fight, he wants to defend it here tonight against Adam Pearce. And he turned his back on his opponent, was pointing to his head, brains, but you gotta focus on your opponent at all times.
This is the first of 4 big title matches here on the show tonight. And of course, this match being defended under National Wrestling Alliance rules. There is a 10 count out on the floor, and there is a disqualification if you throw your opponent over the top rope.
We saw that come into play earlier this year in the NWA World title matchup here in Ring of Honor. As right now they're doing battle out on the floor as Pearce sent right into the steel barricade by Brent Albright. It was back at Vendetta 2 in Chicago that we saw Adam Pearce throw a fireball right in the face of Brent Albright, really intensifying the battles between these two men.
Referee Paul Turner continuing to count. These guys have to be very aware of the count of the official.
And it looks like Albright, the champion, bringing the action back inside the ring. And Adam Pearce begging for mercy. It's Brent Albright just standing, taking a look at Adam Pearce. Is he going to give him some time here? Oh, extending the hand. Yeah, he wants to be friends now. I'll throw fire in your face, but here, handshake. Not tonight, buddy.
First the Irish whip off the ropes goes Albright. Hip toss attempt by Pearce, shot to the midsection. Adam Pearce showing a little agility right there.
And Albright showing that he can take his head off with a lariat. And now Shane Hagedorn up on the apron, taking the attention of the official.
And Albright having some difficulty with that right arm after delivering the lariat. Over the top rope goes Brent Albright. That should be a disqualification, but thanks to the manservant up on the apron, referee Paul Turner never saw it.
Yeah, the match should be over right now, but that's the advantage of having someone in the corner. It was the distraction by Shane Hagedorn that caused the referee to not see the over-the-top rope to the floor. The damage was done. More damage to that bad arm of Brent Albright as Pearce chopping away at the chest.
All typical Sweet and Sour Incorporated. Larry Sweeney and his band of scumbags using every tactic under the book to try and take the NWA World Heavyweight title back from around the waist of Brent Albright.
A suplex on the entrance ramp by Adam Pearce, looking to do as much damage as possible out on the floor before bringing it back inside. You know Pearce wants that NWA title back around his waist.
Title matches mean money, and that's what Larry Sweeney is all about, making money.
Grabs a handful of Brent Albright's hair and sends him back inside after doing the damage on the entrance ramp.
Sweeney couldn't care less about the sport of pro wrestling, the history of the NWA World Heavyweight title, and look at the cocky Adam Pearce just laying on the top rope in the corner. If I'm not mistaken, Dave, I think this is the first time that the NWA World Heavyweight title has been in the ring in this building since the night Shane Douglas threw it on the ground and declared himself the ECW World Heavyweight Champion.
Brent Albright doing his best to restore some prestige to that championship here in this venue here tonight with a successful title defense against Adam Pearce despite the injured arm. Firing away on Pearce, connects. Both men battling on their knees now. Reminiscent of their matchup back in Manhattan.
Or just sheer hatred they have for one another. And they're just going to trade rights right in the center of the ring. Pearce and Albright.
And now Pearce biting Brent Albright. Referee needs to get in there and break it up. And spitting in the face, such disrespect for the official.
Very close to a disqualification right there as Adam Pearce needs to be very, very careful here.
Yeah, this is his opportunity to reclaim the belt that he feels should be still around his waist. Just measuring Albright for a shot. Again, a warning from Paul Turner to open the closed fist as Pearce takes some time to pose.
Those are the guns I'm talking about, right there.
Brent Albright in a world of pain right now. Larry Sweeney looks happy as Adam Pearce, his man, is in the driver's seat.
Just dragging Albright back to his feet before firing another right hand squarely to the jaw of Albright, who won't go down, and fires back with one of his own out of the corner.
Albright just trying to dig down for that energy, but throw it across the second rope right there, and Pearce taking the attention of the official and a slap across the face, a cheap shot from Super Agent Larry Sweeney at ringside.
Not a lot of damage done, obviously, with that shot from Sweeney, but more insult than injury to Brent Albright, a man who has really been a thorn in the side of Larry Sweeney since really wanting no part of the Hangman 3 being bought out by Sweet and Sour Incorporated.
Yeah, Larry Sweeney offended that Albright didn't want to associate with Sweet and Sour Incorporated, now taking it out on him as Pearce gonna go up top. Albright down on the canvas, but Pearce taking a lot of time getting to the top rope. Able to hit the splash though. Shoulders down, but only two. Didn't have the shoulders flush against the canvas when he first went for that cover. Didn't have all of his body weight on top of Brent Albright. The referee made sure that his shoulders were flat against the canvas before counting, and that gave Albright just an extra second to dig down and be able to kick out.
Now Pearce now undoing the tape from around his wrist, but Paul Turner right on the spot. Able to take it away from him and stop it before he was able to use it to his advantage.
It looked like Pearce was going to try to choke Brent Albright with that wrist tape. And the referee, good officiating, caught it. He's trying to get the wrist tape out of the ring, but he has his back turned. And meanwhile, Shane Hagedorn is placing a chair in the corner between the top and the second turnbuckles.
He's trying to place. He's not really doing a very good job of it. Finally able to get in position, and Hagedorn out to the floor, but Albright back to his feet. Lefts and rights to the midsection. Short jab though from from Pearce, connects right on the button. Boot to the midsection by Albright, backs him to the corner. Leapfrog right into the chair.
Pearce head first into the steel chair. The numbers game paid off for Sweet and Sour Incorporated for a few seconds until Adam Pearce's timing was just a little bit off. And his head met that chair that Hagedorn placed in the corner. And now Brent Albright trying to get the energy to get back to his feet. These fans getting behind Albright, battling through injury here to defend the NWA World Championship.
Sweeney looking none too pleased on the outside, while Adam Pearce is getting bounced around like a tennis ball, exploded by Albright.
Pearce is down, and Albright with the cover. Pearce able to kick out, though. Albright needs to perhaps get Pearce in position for the half Nelson suplex or go for the crowbar. Pearce goes for the cross body, but it's Albright who caught him, and a backbreaker over the knee. Good show of strength there by Albright, despite the injured arm, was able to stay on his feet as Pearce went for that crossbody.
That was a great counter right there by Albright. Pearce is a big man. I'm able to catch him out of midair like that. Figure four leg lock, nice roll up.
Excellent counter right there by Albright. Both men back to their feet. It's Albright that strikes first. Pearce, though, firing away with punches.
Pearce has been very effective with those short right hands. And those big looping ones don't do too badly either.
Albright setting to the ropes. Puts on the brakes. Pearce charges into the boot. Up on the shoulders of Albright. Air raid crash. Had his head trapped as well. Only two, though. A high-impact maneuver for Brent Albright. Was able to get Pearce in position across his shoulders and his back to hit that air raid crash, but Pearce able to kick out, and Sweeney and Hagedorn look concerned on the floor. This is Pearce's chance to regain the title, and it's slipping through his fingers right here.
A sigh of relief right there on the face of Sweeney as Pearce was barely able to get the shoulder off. Nice reversal into the corner.
What? Pearce going for Albright's own maneuver.
Nice reversal, low blow.
Oh, the referee didn't see it. He was out of position. And now Pearce uses the half Nelson suplex on Albright.
Oh, he folded him up right on his neck, cover. No.
Gets that shoulder up, able to absorb one of his own signature maneuvers done to him by Adam Pearce.
And Sweeney screaming at the referee on the outside that it was 3.
Fans getting behind Brent Albright here in Philadelphia. Needs to dig down and get to his feet somehow. and fire back if he wants to leave Philadelphia still the NWA champion. Going for the pile driver, but Albright blocks. Backdrops him, but sunset flip rolls through. Albright now with Pierce. Pile driver! Pierce's own move. Cover! Oh, but Pierce with the shoulder up this time.
Oh, very, very close yet again. Adam Pearce gets the right shoulder just barely off of the canvas before the 3 count of Paul Turner.
Either man able to score a pinfall using their opponent's signature hold. Both men very worn down by this point in the contest. You gotta wonder how badly that arm of Albright is injured.
Hasn't shown too many ill effects except after that one clothesline attempt. The thumb to the eye is certainly not going to do him any wonders. As Albright down on his knees, Pierce climbing to the top.
Uppercut from Brent Albright. And now he's going to climb up himself. Dangerous position for both men. Albright may be looking for a superplex, but Pierce sends him down. Albright back up, though, and back to the second row. Pierce butterflying the arms. What could he have in mind?
Been jockeying for position here. Sweeney on the apron.
Has the attention of the ref. And Shane Hagedorn sends both men crashing down to the floor hard. Referee didn't see it, but both men are down and injured. They were in a very dangerous position, battling to get perhaps a superplex off the ropes. But it was the interference of Hagedorn trying to help Adam Pearce that sent both of them crashing down.
Brent Albright has not moved a muscle since hitting the floor. Pearce just now starting to regain some of his faculties here and try and get back to his feet.
Again, we got that 10 count in NWA World title matches. We can see this in the count out right here. Pearce trying to get back inside the ring.
Albright will keep the title if that's the case.
Up to a count of 9. He's back inside. The match continues.
Well, that's the heart of Brent Albright. He could have stayed on the outside, taken the count out, and walked out of Philly, hanging on to the NWA World title. He wants to beat Adam Pearce.
Showing the heart of a champion here. They both go for clotheslines at the same time, and they both go crashing down to the mat. And now the double count administered once again by Paul Turner. Larry Sweeney furiously waving that towel at Adam Pearce, trying to revive him. Who's going to be able to get back to their feet first here?
Once again, it's Adam Pearce moving before Brent Albright. Albright again used that right arm to deliver that clothesline.
One more move.
Some encouragement from Larry Sweeney for Adam Pearce. Both men are back up. And Albright strikes first. A series of strikes to the face of Adam Pearce. Go for the pile driver. Blocked. Crowbar. Crowbar will Adam Pearce tap.
He's got it cinched in right in the center of the ring, really wrenching back. But Pearce with a nice counter. Rolled Albright over his shoulders. Half Nelson blocked.
Saved himself right there, and there's the bad arm coming into play. And now Pearce going after the bad arm of Brent Albright. Wrenching up on a crowbar of his own. Will Albright be forced to tap away the title? How long can he endure the pain of this hold on that bad arm?
Trying to crawl towards the ropes. Pearce still hanging on.
Can Albright make the ropes go? Pearce brings him back to the center. Really wrenching up on the hold. Albright trying to hang in there. He taps.
Here is your winner by submission, and new NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Scrap Iron, Adam Pearce.
We have a new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Adam Pearce regains the title here in Philadelphia. We still have 3 more big title matches to come here at Glory by Honor 7. Will this just be the first of many here tonight? Will this create a domino effect of title changes here tonight in Philadelphia?
You know, I've got a lot of things on my plate right now. I've got Claudio Castagnoli stomping my head in with steel chairs. I'm chasing the ROH World title from Nigel McGuinness. But all that has to go on the back burner. All that has to go out of my mind, and I have to focus. Because tonight, it's Glory by Honor, and I'm wrestling one of the hardest kickers in this sport. Nakajima, you can kick me as many times as you want. You can kick me as hard as you want. But tonight, this is for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship, a title I just won a week ago. I'm not about to give it up now. I'm not about to lose to you or anybody without making my mark as the GHC Junior title. So tonight, kick me as hard as you want. Kick me as many times as you want. I will not go down. And I will prove, once again, who the best wrestler in the world really is. It's Bryan Danielson.
And it is for the FIP World Heavyweight Championship. In this match, there is a 20 count on the floor, and the title can change hands on a count out or disqualification. Introducing first the challenger from Maryville, Quebec, Canada, weighing 239 pounds. He is a co-holder of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, Mr. Wrestling, Kevin Steen.
Is a man of his word, but one belt ain't enough. Tonight, the FIP title is coming home. From Tokyo, Japan, weighing 105 kilos, representing Sweet and Sour Incorporated, he is the FIP World Heavyweight Champion, Go Shiozaki!
The Full Impact Pro World Heavyweight Championship is on the line in your next contest. Our second title match of the evening. The champion, Go Shiozaki, to make his first defense of the belt against Mr. Wrestling, Kevin Steen.
Disney World!
Well, I guess Kevin Steen's very excited. If he can become the FIP World Champion tonight, he's going to Disney World, which is relatively close to where Full Impact Pro runs the live events down in the state of Florida.
I wonder if he's going to Disney World?
He's going to wrestle. He's going to defend the title here tonight. Go Shiozaki won the championship from Eric Stevens at the last Full Impact Pro event down in Crystal River, Florida.
Heatstroke 2008 in that match, many people thought was a bit of a shocker. And Eric Stevens still seems in a bit of shock himself since losing the FIP World Heavyweight title for a second time.
Opens up a huge opportunity for Kevin Steen. He won the ROH World Tag Team Championship last night. Maybe he can add another belt to his collection here this evening in Philadelphia. Some gold to go along with the silver.
As you mentioned, the second title match of the evening here tonight, and as usual, another different set of rules for this title match. 20 count on the floor. The title can change hands on a count out or disqualification. A wrist lock attempted, but Go able to power Steen down.
Both men are powerful individuals, but Go with the advantage right there. Maybe just a little bit more muscle mass on Shiozaki, but Kevin Steen is a package of both power as well as high flying ability, able to use his body as a weapon. He's a very agile wrestler as well.
You see Shane Hagedorn on the outside representing Sweet and Sour Incorporated in the corner of Go Shiozaki. Sweeney apparently still celebrating in the back with Adam Pearce after his successful regaining of the NWA World Heavyweight title in our last matchup. You're going to wonder, has the domino effect in effect here in this matchup? Sweet and Sour already successful in one title match here tonight.
And taking attention to the official, much like we saw earlier on in the Adam Pearce contest, try to give Go Shiozaki an advantage right there, but Kevin Steen holding onto that headlock, sent off the ropes. Won't budge. Both men stare at one another in the center of the ring. Shiozaki off the ropes, can't take over Kevin Steen with the shoulder tackle.
Try one more time. Now it's Steen off the ropes. Momentum, and now Shiozaki won't go down.
It's going to take a lot to make these guys leave their feet. It's a battle of willpower as well as strength and balance. As they collide repeatedly in the center of the ring, who's going to tumble? Neither man going down. Back and forth they go. Sidesteps him, and Shiozaki over the top to the floor. No over-the-top rope disqualification in FIP title matches. But here comes Steen. Catches himself and wipes him out.
And here's it from the crowd here in Philly. Shiozaki was able to avoid that first attempt from Steen, but not the second. Steen caught himself, balanced him on the ring apron, and then connected to the floor with Shiozaki.
And now maybe we can take another chance. This time hops off the apron to do the damage on the floor. He's got the FIP World Champion, Kevin Steen, with Shiozaki by the arm. Into the barricade he goes. Woo! Kevin Steen feeling good here tonight.
He's got all the momentum in the world on his side after last night. Can he keep it going here this evening?
Chop across the chest of Shiozaki. I don't know if you want to get into a chop war with Go. He is one of the hardest hitters in Ring of Honor today. Hard chop from Steen.
Steen just measured him for that last one. I don't think he wants to go there one more time.
Brings it back inside the ring. And the attention of Steen taken by Shane Hagedorn once again. Took his eye off his opponent, Go Shiozaki, taking full advantage of that. And now has Steen tied up in the ropes, looking to do some damage to the leg.
Well, the drop kick by Shiozaki was right to the left knee of Kevin Steen, the one that's hung up in the ropes. And the damage done, thanks to Shane Hagedorn, taking the attention away from Kevin Steen.
Looking to do some more damage possibly as go out to the floor, but still controlling the leg of Kevin Steen and using the edge of the ring as a weapon. Just driving that knee across the edge of it.
And using Shane Hagedorn's face as a weapon.
Do it again. Well, not to Steen's knee, but drive him into the ring post or something.
Certainly won't hurt him any. Not in the looks department, that is.
And now we're going to use the ring post, but not like I said with Hagedorn's head. It's Kevin Steen's knee against the steel.
Checking on Hagedorn's well-being in the corner. Back inside the ring they go.
And Steen's knee is in a bad way right now. He's just clutching at that knee. And you know that Go Shiozaki is going to focus on that body part now in search of a victory here and retaining the FIP World Championship.
Steen needs to be careful, those shoulders down on the canvas. Step over by Go, really wrenching down on the ankle. Both shoulders down once again. But Steen able to get up in two, and then all the body weight now of Shiozaki down across the inside of the thigh. Steen trying to chop his way back, but a right hand from Shiozaki connects.
Steen needs to do whatever he can to keep Shiozaki away from the knee and doing further damage, and it looks like Steen is going to try to target Go's knee as well, perhaps to set up for the sharpshooter. Hard chop from Shiozaki takes Steen off his feet once again.
And that left knee just buckled under the weight of the impact to the chest of Kevin Steen from that chop, courtesy of Shiozaki. Headbutt in the corner. Stomping away now is Shiozaki. These two guys no stranger to one another. It was back in February that they met in the finals of the tournament, back at the Eye of the Storm event. With Kevin Steen coming out victorious in that event and earning himself a shot at the ROH World title.
Well, we see that happen once again tonight, and Kevin Steen pull out a second victory against Go Shiozaki and walk away with another championship around his waist.
Well, it was a very tough tournament. It was Go Shiozaki's, if I'm not mistaken, first weekend here in Ring of Honor. Ended up in an opening round matchup against the Necro Butcher, a guy he had probably never seen before in his life.
And that was
still able to make it to the finals.
One of the biggest chop duels I've ever seen in my life between those two men.
Go just now kicking away at Kevin Steen. Oh, what a slap.
What an exchange between these two. And now forearms to the back by Kevin Steen. Both men getting very aggressive. And Go Shiozaki realized that that knee was wide open and connected with another drop kick to the injured body part.
It was a nice flurry by Steen, but unable to sustain that attack. A nice slap to the face of Hagedorn. Always enough left in the tank to deliver a shot to Shane Hagedorn.
Perhaps they can take turns injuring Shane Hagedorn for the rest of this match. Pulling Steen out of the corner by the hair, Go Shiozaki. Punch blocked, and Steen connects with a shot of his own. And again.
Trading shots, Steen coming out on the better things.
Shiozaki to the canvas. And Steen with the leg drop across the back of the neck.
Steen still able to use some agility despite the damage done to that left knee. Drove that leg to the back of the head of Shiozaki.
It's a good display of the kind of athlete that Kevin Steen is. Even though he only has one good leg, he still has that balance necessary to pull off maneuvers such as that. And now getting the balance on the second rope as well to connect with the drop kick. Cover! Only gets to.
Immediately went into the folding press, all of his body weight down the legs of Shiozaki, but Go still a little too much power to stay down.
Another hard shot from Go. Good show of strength, dropping him throat first across the top rope right there. And now it looks like Go is going to take a chance and go to the top rope. Bombs away with a knee drop and nobody home. Steen moved out of the way.
Avoids the clothesline. Steen off the ropes. Connects with the forearm. Steen with momentum. Needs to stay on Shiozaki here. Let's Go crash down hard to the canvas on that knee.
Problem is Kevin Steen can't really run at full speed with that bad knee. Needs to wait for the right moment to grab hold of Shiozaki and attack, and now he's going to work on that leg himself, setting up for the sharpshooter.
Well, we saw how hard that Shiozaki went down to the canvas off the top. Looking to soften him up some more for the sharpshooter. Dragon screw.
More damage done to the leg. Excellent maneuver right there from Kevin Steen, and he's got go grounded. Steen with as much momentum as he can, throwing his body into the corner and colliding with the chest of Go Shiozaki.
And immediately collapsing to the canvas in pain himself. Slowly goes for the cover, hooks the leg. No.
Able to get the shoulder up off the mat. Only 2, says senior official Todd Sinclair. Will Kevin Steen be going to Disney World after this event in preparation for defending the FIP World Championship down in Florida?
We've already seen one title change here tonight. Package power driver could give us another.
Trying to get the maneuver. Go Shiozaki, though, able to avoid it. Connects with a knee strike. Cradles the leg. Fisherman buster.
And Go is a big man. You gotta wonder if Steen could even get him up for the package power driver with only one good leg.
Go to the top rope. Moonsault. Nobody home. Steen moved out of the way.
Again, Shiozaki goes crashing down to the canvas after missing a high-risk maneuver.
They both throw clothesline at the same time, and much like we saw with the shoulder tackle attempts earlier, neither man going down, and now Go does tumble to the canvas, and now it's Steen's turn to fly. He hits the moonsault. Cover! Shiozaki with the shoulder up, so close from a new champion being crowned.
Kevin Steen used every ounce of energy he had right there to run to the top rope for that moonsault. Executed it perfectly, but couldn't keep the FIP World Heavyweight Champion down.
Perhaps Steen needs to go for another package pile driver, maybe go back to work on the knee and go for the sharpshooter, or maybe the Swanton Bomb and take flight once again off the top.
That looks like that's exactly what he's planning. To the outside he goes. Shiozaki still down as Steen to the top.
Gets his balance. Swanton, but the knees right into the back of Kevin Steen. And Shiozaki back on the attack. Dragon Sleeper cinched in by Shiozaki, and he's got it in the middle of the ring too. Nowhere for Kevin Steen to go.
Fans urging Kevin Steen on here. Can he make it to the ropes? Trying to slip out the back door, freeze his head. Able to get the foot on the bottom rope and force the break.
Gotta hand it to Kevin Steen right there. Was able to work his way out of the hold and make it to the ropes. And now Go forced to change up his game plan.
Steen back to his feet, open hand shot. Shiozaki back with one of his own. And again, these two big men trading shots in the center of the ring.
Forearm from Go, kick from Steen. Steen continuing to go to work on that knee of Shiozaki. Step over by Steen. Lariat from Shiozaki. And again, cover! Kevin Steen with the shoulder up. And Shiozaki just raining down now with chops to the neck.
Repeated shots from Go in the mounted position. Kevin Steen, very big trouble here, not defending himself.
Referee needs to get in there. Look out for Kevin Steen's well-being. Repeated shots from Shiozaki.
Needs to go for the cover here. He's got him beat, I think.
Steen lifeless down on the canvas. This match could be Go Shiozaki's right now. Looking to finish the job. He's going to finish him off. Pulling Kevin Steen back up.
Steen lifeless in the arms of Shiozaki as they're back to their feet. Front face lock by Go. Got the head trapped. Elevates Steen blocked.
Steen firing away on Shiozaki now. Trying to get him up, countered. Steen lands on his feet, waist lock. German suplex. But Go lands on his knees. Back to his feet. Sky high powerbomb, cover. Only 2, steps through, sharpshooter. Turns him over, he's got it. Go trying to reach the ropes, but Steen pulls him back to the middle of the ring. Will we see a second new champion crowned tonight?
Shiozaki's a long way away from the ropes, but able to power his way free. Great show of upper body strength right there by Shiozaki. Back to the feet. Steen ducks the clothesline off the ropes. Blocked. Go again, traps the head. Elevates him. Go flasher.
Pulls him back up. Combination of maneuvers from Shiozaki. This could be it. Hooks the leg. And he got him. Go Shiozaki retains the FIP World title.
Here is your winner and still FIP World Heavyweight Champion, Go Shiozaki!
Ain't no doubt about it, baby.
Does this feel familiar to you now? Does this feel familiar, Kev? Huh? It should do, because you were never good enough to take the world title from around the waist of the best wrestler in the world. You weren't good enough. That dumb Mexican Generico, he ain't gonna be good enough. Clam digger Brian Danielson, he ain't good enough. None of you wankers are good enough, because I am the best wrestler in the world. It doesn't matter if I have to say it 100 times. In fact, there is so little I will finish whether it takes all night. As I was saying, there is so little challenge for my world title that I think now I'm going to win this belt as well. So get ready, Pluto. You're going to have the trouble holding on to that as well. Shut your mouth. gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. In this match, there's a standing 10 count, there's a 20 count on the floor, and this match has been sanctioned by the commissioner of the GHC, Mr. Joe Higuchi. Introducing first to my right, the challenger, weighing 95 kilos, Nakajima Katsuhiko. Danielson. Weighing 185 pounds, he is the GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, to make his first defense of the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship since winning it just 1 week ago at the Tokyo Summit in Japan. Here he is defending against Katsuhiko Nakajima.
Yeah, it was just a week ago at Differ Ariake in Tokyo that Danielson was able to defeat Yoshinobu Kanemaru. And this match had already been scheduled. Immediately upon winning the title, Bryan asked that it be changed to a title defense, and Pro Wrestling Noah officials immediately agreed. Whoa!
Threw the kick at Danielson, but great reaction time, able to duck out of harm's way. It is all on the line right here, but yeah, this match was scheduled prior to Danielson winning the belt. Asked that it be turned into a title matchup, and thank you to the Pro Wrestling Noah officials. It is a GHC Junior Heavyweight title matchup, a prestigious title bout here on Glory by Honor 7.
Greco-Roman knuckle lock by both athletes. Danielson looking for a back heel trip to try and gain the leverage advantage, and he does. Down to a knee goes Nakajima.
This is Nakajima's United States debut. One of the top professional wrestlers worldwide, has a very bright future and a great bridge, able to support all of the body weight of Bryan Danielson, trying to break the bridge of Nakajima and force those shoulders against the canvas.
Danielson looking for the triangle, quickly trying to finish this by submission, now looking for a cross arm breaker, and that too blocked by Nakajima as he rolls Danielson to his back. Grabs a front face lock.
Some great mat wrestling here from these two men, neither with a decided advantage, and they're both back to their feet. Now Nakajima, a very young wrestler, I believe he's about 20 years old, but got his start during his early teens, started training for professional wrestling, and achieved many things in professional wrestling at the age of about 17 and 18 that many men never accomplish in a full career, and is all through the guidance of his mentor, Kensuke Sasaki, who you will see later on this evening.
Yeah, it was Japanese legend Riki Choshu that saw Nakajima at the age of 14 and recruited him into pro wrestling and took him and gave him his immediate training, but then it's been Kensuke Sasaki since that time, really taking Nakajima to a whole other level.
And Danielson kicking him to a whole other level, down to the canvas, went through the legs right there and got the advantage right there. Danielson showing that he is in control as he is the champion coming into this contest. Will we see Nakajima win the title here tonight and bring it back to Japan?
We talked about Danielson winning the title.
Ooh, what a kick. You got to watch out for those kicks of Nakajima. This time Danielson was unable to avoid it.
We talked about Danielson winning that matchup back at Tokyo Summit. Nakajima was in a great matchup himself during that show, where he teamed with Naomichi Marufuji to take on Kota Ibushi and Kenta in a match that went to a 35-minute time limit draw. Yes, I said 35 minutes. It was a 30-minute draw that was given 5 extra minutes by ROH President Cary Silkin, and unfortunately no winner was able to be determined, but 4 athletes put on an amazing performance with no one able to come out on top in that matchup.
4 of the best athletes worldwide showing on the ROH stage what they can do. It was a very exhausting matchup for those 4 men, and very exhausting to watch as well. Just all of the energy and the effort that they put forth during the course of that contest. You need to see that on DVD, as right now it's Danielson focusing on the arm of Nakajima and using kicks of his own, kicking right away at that arm, perhaps trying to just set him up for an arm submission during the course of this contest.
Well, there were so many hard kicks and strikes in that tag team matchup that Nakajima was forced to absorb, and he took so much punishment just a week ago. You got to wonder how much his body has been able to recover, in addition to the long flight here and the time change for Nakajima coming to the United States for the first time. How is his body going to react to that kind of change?
He's going to have to adapt coming to the United States to compete here in Ring of Honor competition, much in the same way we see the ROH wrestlers have to adapt when they head to Japan to compete for Pro Wrestling Noah. As right now, able to reach the ropes and force a break.
And I have to think that advantage would have to sit with Bryan Danielson, though. He's been a world travel wrestler for so long, and we talked not so long ago about the kind of schedule he had during the summer, where he went from Mexico to Japan, here in the United States, over to Europe. There are very few wrestlers that keep the kind of schedule that Danielson does. I think he would have the advantage travel-wise.
Ooh, another hard kick from Nakajima.
But that kick from Nakajima will pretty much eliminate any kind of advantage you might have in short order.
Yes, indeed. Focusing on that arm, though, is Danielson. Drove it across his own shoulder, and now forcing the arm into hammerlock position. The pain of the hold, forcing Nakajima down to the canvas face first. Trying to get himself back up at a standing position, but Danielson keeping him grounded.
A smart strategy on the part of Danielson. You've got somebody who kicks and chops and hits as hard as Nakajima does. The way to eliminate that portion of his offense is keep him on the stomach, on the canvas, unable to deliver those blows.
And just trying to force the arm and the shoulder backward, an unnatural position and a very painful maneuver, and a pinning predicament. Only two, though.
It just shows you the great strength and development in the shoulder muscles of Nakajima, because you could very easily have your shoulder separated or dislocated from a maneuver like that.
Oh, Sasaki has certainly prepared Nakajima physically for professional wrestling in terms of keeping his body in top physical form to compete as a wrestler. And releasing an account of about 4.5. He does have until 5. Going after the leg of Nakajima, pulls him to the center of the ring. Maybe trying to take away some of that kicking ability by injuring the leg. But no, instead turns him over, perhaps looking for the surfboard.
All of his body weight down on the back of the legs now of Nakajima as Danielson looks over the crowd here, kind of contemplating his next maneuver here.
It's like, shall I?
The fans want to see a trademark maneuver from the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, the surfboard.
Able to grab hold of the arms and rocking back with Nakajima now. Elevates him in the hold.
Pressure on multiple body parts here on Nakajima. Turner asking if he wants to give it up, and Danielson needs to watch his shoulders on the canvas as well. Oh, great bridge by Nakajima, keeping his shoulders off the canvas there.
Show of neck strength right there from Nakajima. He does have until 5. He doesn't always have to remind the referee, though.
Men tied up in the ropes, and Danielson releasing. Both men back to their feet now. European uppercut from Dragon. Backs up Nakajima into the corner and sends him for the ride. Hits the buckles. Danielson with a head of steam charges. Runs into the boot. Nakajima quickly to the second. Drop kick swatted away.
Danielson one step ahead right there. Perhaps the experience of Danielson shining through. Off the ropes he comes. Duck of the clothesline. Ooh, catches the kick. But can't avoid the enziguri right across the back of the head.
Oh, he caught the second one too.
He caught it, but with the wrong, not with his arm.
He caught it right in the back of the head, and down he went. To the corner he goes. Another Irish whip to the buckle goes Danielson. Nakajima charges with the forearm. Front face lock. Right into the suplex. Nicely done.
A maneuver that Danielson loves to put to use. Have the head and the arm trap, taking him over with that suplex.
Nakajima also likes to utilize the German suplex. He's won many matches in Japan with that maneuver.
Forearm connects with Danielson in the corner. Nakajima, another shot. Gives the referee a clean break, being respectful of the rules. As he pulls Danielson back to the center of the ring, pounding down across the back.
Hard forearm sends Danielson back to the corner. He sends him into the ride. Up and over he goes. Nice backflip lands on his feet. And connects with the elbow. And all the momentum sends Nakajima out to the floor.
He's got to keep his eye on Danielson here. You can see Danielson take a risk. Baseball slide drop kick sends Nakajima into the barricade. Not quite enough momentum to send him over it, so Danielson gave him a helping hand. And back inside the ring he comes to take another chance. Junior Championship on the line. The risk pays off for Bryan Danielson.
Chant of best in the world from the fans here in Philadelphia rings out, and Bryan Danielson in command. As referee Paul Turner applies the double count, there is a 20 count out on the floor in GHC junior heavyweight title matches.
These fans appreciative of the effort being put forth by both athletes. And Danielson for bringing the GHC Junior Championship to the United States. To the top rope he goes. Nakajima back to his feet. Missile drop kick connects. And Danielson back to his feet.
Danielson with a lot of energy here with the advantage. Taking his time though, doesn't want to make a mistake here. As another best in the world chant rings through the former ECW arena here in Philadelphia.
Shortening up on the arm of Nakajima. Into the corner he goes. Here comes Danielson. Hard kick to the chest. And Nakajima saves himself. Catches the leg of Danielson. Dragon screw into the ropes. And that did a lot of damage to the knee of Bryan Danielson.
And just a moment ago, I commented on how Bryan Danielson was taking his time so as maybe not to make a mistake. Well, he rushed in there in the corner, and he did make a mistake, and it may be costing him the GHC Junior Heavyweight title right here.
Shinbreaker damage done to the knee of Danielson on the floor after the initial damage was done with that dragon screw leg whip into the ropes. And now Nakajima wants to go back to Japan with the championship. He's going to do as much as he can out on the floor to weaken the champion. Connects with the kick full force to the chest of Danielson.
The champion flat on his back on the outside is a very confident challenger. And a dirty look to the crowd here as he drags Danielson back to his feet. Needs to win this belt in the ring and tosses Danielson under the bottom rope to do just that. Stopping away.
He's focusing on that bad knee. Very smart on his part. Nakajima with the leg of Danielson drives down with the elbow and really pulling up on the leg. And we have supporters of both athletes in attendance here in Philadelphia tonight.
The Japanese media here in attendance as well, covering this. Very interested in the results are the Japanese fans of Pro Wrestling Noah. As he continues to control the leg of Bryan Danielson. Yeah, Nakajima's first trip to the United States, a very big deal being covered by all the major wrestling magazines and newspapers in Japan. And they have sent representatives here to document basically his every move since he's come to the United States.
It would mean a lot for the career of Nakajima if in his first matchup in the United States, he is able to win the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship.
And he is certainly well on his way right now, it would seem, as Bryan Danielson, pain etched on his face as another kick to the leg by Nakajima, followed by face first to the buckle.
And doing more damage using the ring ropes for some extra leverage, wrapping the leg of Danielson around the rope. Here comes Nakajima. Drop kick right to the knee.
Nowhere for Danielson to go, and that leg just buckled once again. Cover.
Only gets two, staying right on that leg and pulling Danielson away from the ropes. Submission predicament right here. More pressure put on that body part, and Danielson is hurt. The expression of pain etched all over his face. Referee Paul Turner checking on his condition. Will he be forced to tap away the GHC Junior title?
Fans trying to rally behind him here. Nakajima continues to wrench down on the legs.
Well, we saw that Danielson was trying to reach the ropes, pulled the arm away, and trapped the head to keep Danielson right in the middle of the ring, nowhere near the ropes, to try to get the submission here. Excellent wrestling out of Nakajima.
Also very easily choke out Bryan from this position as well, but instead switches back up and focusing on the legs solely here as Bryan trying to struggle towards the ropes and does get his hand on the bottom rope to force the break. But how much more was taken out of the legs of Bryan Danielson?
And Nakajima just staying right on that knee. As soon as he broke that hold, just kicking away the knee once again. Forearm shot from Nakajima. Danielson trying to stay on his feet. Even though he can't have very good balance at this point. He's a one-legged man, basically. Kick to the knee. And again. Another hard kick. Danielson barely able to stand. Nakajima. Oh, knee to the midsection. Tried to come off the ropes, but Danielson beat him to the punches, turns to the strike, and got that knee delivered right into the gut of Nakajima.
Back to their feet, European uppercut from Danielson, and another backs Nakajima to the corner. Series of uppercuts from the American Dragon, and he's starting to get fired up in the corner.
Oh, getting very aggressive, realizing that he does have a bad leg, and the title is on the line, and Danielson wants to successfully defend that championship here in the United States and hold on to that belt.
Butterfly in the arms. He's got him trapped.
Butterfly suplex into the cross-arm breaker. If he can get full extension on the hold, but Nakajima trying to squirm his way toward the ropes before Danielson can really cinch it in, and he does reach the rope.
Yeah, Bryan really needed to get that left leg over the top of the chest of Nakajima to really cinch the hold in, and was never able to really do that, and that gave Nakajima just enough wiggle room to make it to the ropes and force the break.
Going back to work on the arm of Nakajima now is Danielson. He's been focusing on that arm for the duration of the match. Super kick! Danielson still on his feet! DDT!
Oh, great counter by Nakajima. Blocked that clothesline right into a DDT and a cover.
Only gets two. Nursing that arm, much like Danielson is nursing his leg. Both men feeling the effects of this junior heavyweight title match. Kicks to the chest down the back. Avoids that one. German from Danielson. Had a beautiful bridge, but only got two.
A textbook German suplex right there from Danielson, but couldn't hold Nakajima down. But quickly to his feet is Bryan Danielson. Goes behind with the waistlock. Nakajima lands on his feet. Mule kick connects.
And able to use great balance on the ropes to connect with that kick. Saito! Danielson back to his feet. Suplex of his own. Both men back up. Germany lands on his feet. Despite the bad knee, it connects with Nakajima. Both men down and are hurt, but giving it all they've got to walk away from Philly wearing the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, you saw that right knee of Bryan Danielson buckle. It's a move we've seen him execute many, many times, landing on his feet after the German suplex attempt by his opponent. The knee gave out just for a second, but he still was able to fight off the pain and deliver the blow to Nakajima, and now both men struggling to get back to their feet.
And as you said earlier, you really have to watch out for that German suplex of Nakajima. He has pinned many men with that hold. It is one of his signatures, and if he can hit that maneuver on Danielson, this thing could be over, and we could have a new champion crowned.
I think Danielson showed right there it's something that he certainly has paid special attention to, and able to land on his feet when he first executed it. European uppercut by Bryan.
Overhand shot from Nakajima, all fired up. Sweeps the legs of Danielson, and he goes crashing down to the mat.
A very simple but effective move right there, taking the legs out of an opponent who only has one good leg.
Oh, kick right to the back of the head, and one to the chest. Combination from Nakajima. Off the ropes. Danielson with the backbreaker. Has Nakajima down. Catches the leg, dragon screw on that bad leg. Another brutal kick from Nakajima.
He may be out.
Ankle lock, twisting away on the bad leg of Danielson. This could be it.
Bryan's a long way away from the ropes. Pain all over his face here. We might see a new GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Trying to get to the ropes. He pulls him to the center. Great finds the leg. Danielson in a world of pain right now. Will he tap?
I can very easily tear the Achilles tendon if he stays in this hold too much longer.
Dragon reaches the ropes, but more damage was done to that leg in that hold. And Nakajima, the challenger, with the decided advantage here, standing over Danielson and focusing on the injury.
Danielson looked like he was trying to buy some time on the apron. Nakajima not giving him a chance to even breathe, but forearms from Danielson firing away. Midsection connects with the shoulder block. Bryan trying to climb the ropes, but very slowly.
Leg lariat connects, knocking Danielson off the ropes. Nakajima's got him now inside the ring. Brainbuster. Cover. No, Danielson with the shoulder up.
Well, Danielson was glassy-eyed after the brainbuster, but still just gets that left shoulder up in the nick of time.
Nakajima needs to follow up, maybe get Danielson in position to go for the German suplex. He's going for it. Waistlock. German! No! He's able to kick out. And Nakajima had just as beautiful of a bridge on the German as when Danielson used that hold on Nakajima earlier in the contest.
And a look of shock on his face. He knows how many men he's beaten with that hold.
Series of brutal kicks to the chest of Bryan Danielson. You can just hear how hard he is connecting with Danielson, and we can have a knockout victory right here for Nakajima. The referee administering the count to Danielson. Can he get to his feet by a count of 10? Can he even stand at this point after all that damage done to the knee?
And look at him gasping for air, too. The concussive blows to the chest from the impact of those kicks. He's having trouble even breathing as well at this point.
To a count of 8. He's back up. Nakajima with the forearm. Kick caught. Small package. No. Only 2. Catches the leg again.
Ankle lock of his own into a waistlock.
And turns it into a German suplex variation. Danielson now standing over Nakajima, kicking his head in. Triangle.
He's got it locked in right in the center of the ring.
This could be it right here.
Nakajima might be starting to fade. Bryan really wrenching down.
Trying to make his way to the ropes. Nakajima with the boot across the bottom rope to force a break of the hold. And Danielson does release. And you can see still clutching at that knee. Still in a world of pain as a result of all the damage earlier in the matchup done by Nakajima to that body part.
And Nakajima moving very slowly as well. A loss of oxygen from the triangle, slowing him down as well as they're both back to their feet. Danielson places him on the top.
Getting him in position for the superplex. Danielson, you gotta wonder how much balance he still has in that bad leg for a maneuver like this. Nakajima with elbows, trying to free himself. Hung up in the tree of woe. Kick right to the chest of Nakajima.
A payback right there by Bryan.
And a basement drop kick to the face to follow up.
Nowhere for Nakajima to go, still hung up in the corner.
Danielson signaling that he's going to finish him off. Hit that belly-to-back superplex if he can get him up.
Will that knee be able to hold the body weight of both of these guys?
That's the big question. It does! Belly-to-back superplex from American Dragon. He needs to go for the cover. He needs to get on top of Nakajima. He does! Hooks the leg. Shoulder up. Danielson trying to grab hold of those arms. Nakajima on top for a near fall.
Oh, great positioning right there by Nakajima to get a 2 count. Back to their feet. Has the arms trapped. Back heel trip.
Able to force him down to a knee. Repeated elbows now from Danielson. Raining down on Nakajima. Grabs hold of the arms once again. Tiger suplex for the bridge. 2.5.
Still maintains control. Count mutilation.
Will Nakajima be forced to tap? He does. best in the world and retains the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship.
You know, the last few months have been just a bunch of mixed emotions. Like I said before, after 20 years of being a professional wrestler and putting my body through continuous car crashes week in and week out, your body does tell you quite often at this point, it might not want to do this very much longer. And to tell you the truth, it messes with the mind. Because you're always asking yourself, you know, is this next match going to be my last? You know, am I washed up? Do I still have what it takes? But tonight, a big win over Kenny King, which was no walk in the park. Like I said, I went through another car crash tonight. Did irreparable damage, more to my body, that's shortening my career even that much more. In Chicago, Nigel, I came this close to beating the Ring of Honor champ. And you know what that's done? That's lit a fire under my ass! Because you know why? I know I've still got it now. I know I got at least one last run. And you know what? Nigel, I'm not forgetting about you. Cheers, mate.
Introducing first, from the Temple of Lust of Long Beach Island, New Jersey, His opponent from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 251 pounds, Eric Stevens.
We are back from our first intermission here this evening, and we've got Rhett Titus set to take on former two-time FIP World Champion Eric Stevens.
This is our first look at Eric Stevens since he lost the FIP World Heavyweight title back in Heatstroke 2008 in a shocker to Go Shiozaki. And he lost that in front of his friends and family in his first defense of that title in his home state of Florida.
Yeah.
You got to know that's going to be eating away at Eric Stevens knowing that happened.
A very frustrated individual, and he has to deal with that. Rhett Titus here this evening. Shoulder tackle from Stevens. He has the advantage for the moment, but it's Rhett Titus who's been, it's been a buzz in the locker room lately as to whether or not Rhett Titus is telling the truth about what supposedly happened with him and Daisy Hayes. You can see on the video wire on this DVD exactly what Daisy Hayes has to say about the situation. She denies that anything went on, anything inappropriate with Rhett Titus. He says otherwise. I believe Daisy and did all along.
Cover there by Stevens. Yeah, obviously he said, she said, and Rhett Titus isn't exactly the kind of guy who's given me much cause to believe anything that comes out of his mouth.
Big shoulder tackle of his own. Maybe another body part was tackling Eric Stevens, but it did take him off his feet. Went for the cover right there, but Stevens quickly able to get his shoulders up off the mat. It's going to take a lot to derail Eric Stevens here this evening if you're Rhett Titus, because he is focused since losing that FIP World Championship on scoring some more victories here, getting back on track.
Hard chop in the corner by Stevens. Titus trying to escape, but no such luck. Just clubbing away in the corner is Stevens. Stevens has been busted open. The nose of Eric Stevens just bleeding profusely.
Perhaps that flying body part was what did it. A knee strike, whatever it was, has busted the nose of Eric Stevens. The blood is pouring out. Referee checking to see just how much damage was done. And Titus seeing blood, he's going after that injury right now.
Yeah, certainly looks like a broken nose for Eric Stevens. And that's going to be difficult for him. Should this match go a little bit longer, it's going to get a lot more difficult to breathe for Eric Stevens as that blood starts to clot. It's going to make it very, very difficult for him to catch his breath. And he's going to have to start breathing through the mouth, which is certainly going to slow him down if this match goes for any length of time here.
Either slow him down or potentially fire him up, seeing his own blood spilled into the hands of Rhett Titus of all people. Might just make Eric Stevens all the more determined to pull out a win and do some damage to his opponent. This is going to fire him up too. Ridiculous. I can't stand Rhett Titus.
Absolutely disgusting, and Stevens able to go through the legs, and he does not look very pleased, does Eric Stevens. Titus on the second. Double axe handle, no.
Caught him and dumped him. Rhett Titus into the corner. Here comes Stevens with the choo-choo.
Very aggressive with the lariat. Down to the canvas goes Titus. The blood of Eric Stevens still all over the place here. Look at the Dr. Bob. Nails it.
Here is your winner, Eric Stevens.
Eric Stevens looks more aggressive than ever, and only time will tell just what really happened between Rhett Titus and Daisy Hay.
Well, well, well. That was great. Well, how about that? How about it for Eric Stevens, huh? That was pretty good. You know, I gotta tell you, Eric, the first time that I saw you, I wasn't very impressed. Oh, it looks like you got a little boo-boo. Sorry about that. You know, I wasn't very impressed. I'd say that you were worth a nominal contract. At best. At best. Well, listen. You've been in my business for quite some time. You've been a thorn in my side. A pain in my ass. And you know, in doing that, you've impressed me. Listen, I want you on my side. That's what I'm saying. I want you fighting with us. All right? And I've got a contract right here. A contract with Sweet and Sour Inc. And I want you to sign it. And when you do, I can make you the guarantee that within 6 months, you'll be somewhere else making more money and you'll be out of Ring of Honor. What do you say?
You know, sweetie, I like money just as much as the next guy.
Good. That's great.
But if you think I'm gonna have anything to do with you or your scumbag operation, you got another thing coming. And as a matter of fact, it'll be in your best interest to leave this ring right now.
All right, take it easy there, big guy. Take it easy there. But I want you to know, this isn't an option. This isn't a choice. This contract here is far above your fair market value. All right? So you either sign it and make a lot of money, or get your butt kicked by my guys all the way from Tulsa to Timbuktu. So what I want you to do is read this over and sign with me.
Sweet and Sour Incorporated attacking Eric Stevens, rejecting Larry Sweeney's offer and blowing his nose in that contract.
Yeah, it's now 6-on-1 though on Eric Stevens. Hagedorn, Edwards, Shiozaki, Hero, Dempsey, Del Rey, and Sweeney on the outside directing traffic, all putting the boots. Wait a second.
Here come the troops to try to come to the aid of Eric Stevens, but it's all of Sweet and Sour Incorporated standing guard and fighting them off.
As Go Shiozaki continues to work over the bloodied nose of Eric Stevens, wrestlers from the locker room coming to his aid, but to no avail. Sweet and Sour holding them at bay.
There's just too many members of Sweet and Sour Incorporated to take them all out and save Eric Stevens from further damage.
And Eric Stevens is in big, big trouble. Julius Smokes and the Vulture Squad trying to come to his aid. But to no avail. It's Eric Stevens now. Shiozaki's got his head trapped inside that chair.
Things are not looking good for Stevens. Shiozaki to the second rope. No! Drives down with a knee. Crashing down to the side of the head of Eric Stevens into that chair.
Well, Eric Stevens is certainly taking a trip to the hospital.
Roderick Strong hits the ring. He's chopping away on everybody. Roderick Strong clearing the ring of Sweet and Sour Incorporated.
Strong and the Vulture Squad inside the ring. Well, that shows you how much Roderick Strong hates Sweet and Sour Incorporated to save Eric Stevens.
The Vulture Squad with the dives to the floor wipes out Sweet and Sour.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is now a one-fall six-man tag team match. Chris Hero, Eddie Edwards, and Shane Hagedorn of Sweet and Sour Incorporated versus Jigsaw, Ruckus, and Roderick Strong.
And we've got an impromptu six-man contest here now. Roderick Strong continuing to try to go to work on Chris Hero, who's trying to get out of harm's way and out of the ring, but Roderick with a handful of hair and chopping away on the chest of Chris Hero.
And these two renewing that great battle they had back in June at Battle for Supremacy. Chris Hero with that mysterious elbow pad, picking up the victory over Roderick Strong using rather shady tactics.
Yeah, we've seen that mysterious elbow pad come into play a couple of times out of Chris Hero. And referee trying to make sure the legal men are inside the ring going for covers right there. Good officiating by Paul Turner, as it is Jigsaw controlling Chris Hero and makes the tag to Ruckus to get him legally into the ring.
To the midsection by Ruckus and a hard forearm, but an elbow to the back of the head, glancing blow, but very effective by Hero, who makes the tag as Sarah Del Rey and Larry Sweeney look on the outside.
And will connect with the kick right to the face of Shane Hagedorn. Ruckus, a very agile competitor.
Shane Hagedorn is not.
Not whatsoever. Maybe still feeling the effects of Go Shiozaki from earlier tonight, using Hagedorn as a weapon. Roderick Strong with Hagedorn chop across the chest. Roderick can do damage.
Warm connects by Strong as he's got Hagedorn rocked in the corner. Going to drive a right hand to the side of the head of Eddie Edwards, who dropped down to the floor. And it was Strong getting a measure of revenge on Larry Sweeney back at Death Before Dishonor with that Yakuza kick.
Seeing Larry Sweeney's going to try to maybe get his hands on Roderick Strong before this one's over. Take a couple cheap shots at ringside during the course of this contest. Little stomp right there from Jigsaw.
The team of the Vulture Squad and Roderick Strong in command here at the early going of this matchup. Forearms by Jigsaw to Hagedorn. Sends him off for the ride. Puts on the brakes. Ducks under as the arm trap. Shots to the back. Looking for the backslide.
No, he's got him up. He's going to stretch the back.
The glory special from Jigsaw.
And dumps him down to the canvas, controlling the arm though. Keeping it barred and makes the tag. Frequent tags out of the Vulture Squad and Roderick Strong.
Kick to the chest and a tag quickly to Ruckus by Strong.
But not before Roderick connects with another chop before leaving the ring. And do some damage.
Hagedorn and Ruckus back to the ropes. Hagedorn sent off for the ride. Ruckus drops down. Hagedorn up and over. Right into a leg lariat by Ruckus. Into a cover. Hero from behind breaks it up.
He needs to keep Hero out on the apron.
It's a very difficult task for any official to have to deal with 6 athletes at the same time. And then don't forget about Sweeney and Del Rey on the outside as well with Dempsey.
Always got to keep your eye on all of the Sweet and Sour Incorporated members at ringside during one of their matches. Body slam on Hagedorn. Another tag as J-Train Julius Smokes shot some encouragement for the Vulture Squad. Tremendous maneuver from Jigsaw. The Hero right there to break it up before even a count of 2.
Once again, Hero coming to the aid of Shane Hagedorn. Hooks the leg, does Jigsaw one more time. And again, able to get a 2 count on the manservant of Sweet and Sour Incorporated. Shoulder block and makes the tag to Eddie Edwards.
The victim of the arm drag and the drop kick from Jigsaw. Goes for the cover. Only gets a 1 count. Edwards back to his feet. And now's Jigsaw throwing chops. He's got Edwards by the arm. Into the corner he goes. Jigsaw up and over. Catches himself on the apron. Connects with the forearm on Edwards. And an elbow for Chris Hero as well.
Oh,
Sweeney's got the leg.
Sweeney's got him by the ankle and allowed Edwards to hit that running boot. Right into the arms of Chris Hero goes Jigsaw.
And now trying to use the numbers advantage here at Sweet and Sour Incorporated, trying to work over Jigsaw. And now it looks like they're trying to keep him away from his corner, pull him back into Sweet and Sour's corner, and away from either Ruckus or Roderick Strong and being able to make that tag.
Well-placed boot to the rib cage by Hero, who again is pointing at Roderick Strong before delivers a chop to the chest of Jigsaw. Trying to get into the head of Roderick is Chris Hero. Scoop and a slam. Back senton. Nice quick combination of high-impact maneuvers by Hero. Goes for the cover, but doesn't hook the leg. Jigsaw gets up at 2.
And there's the tag. Back in comes the manservant. Hagedorn to the second rope. Hero holding Jigsaw in position for Hagedorn to do the damage. Cover. And Jigsaw able to kick out.
Great height on that elbow from Hagedorn.
Yeah, great athlete.
Knee right across the throat, though, of Jigsaw while making the tag to Edwards.
It's the Greco-Roman choke as Edwards trying to knock all of the partners of Jigsaw off the apron so that Jigsaw cannot crawl to his corner and slap one of their hands and make that tag. They got the half crab cinched in by Eddie Edwards in the middle of the ring, trying to keep that ring cut in half.
And doing a good job of isolating Jigsaw from his corner. Jigsaw got to try and struggle here to make it to the ropes to force the break very close. But Edwards able to drag him to his corner and make the tag before Jigsaw gets the break. Stop from Chris Hero over the top, down onto the back of Jigsaw. Once again, reminding Roderick Strong that he knocked him out.
Yeah, with that mysterious elbow pad that could be loaded, perhaps. Chris Hero has been utilizing the rolling elbow very effectively against his opponents, getting knockout victories. That's why he's calling himself that young knockout kid. With the assistance of that elbow pad tossed into the ring at just the right moment has helped him pull out some shady victories, including that one against Roderick Strong.
Let's get it, baby. Let's be strong.
Stomp to the head of Jigsaw, now clubbing down the back. He's also knocked out Lance Storm and Jerry Lynn with that elbow.
Jigsaw trying to fight his way back to his feet, fight his way to his corner. With Hero standing between Jigsaw and his partners. These fans encouraging Jigsaw to fire back on Chris Hero.
Drives that elbow right to the ear of Jigsaw before setting him off the ropes.
Pulls him up. Only gets an earfall.
Great counter right there by Jigsaw. Gets the elbow up on Hero to the second. Head scissors takes him down. Needs to make the tag, and does.
Slaps the hand of Roderick Strong. Leg lariat connects on Eddie Edwards. Takes a shot on Shane Hagedorn. Lights up the chest of Edwards. Nice drop kick from Roderick Strong. Big boot sidestepped. Fireman's carry into the gutbuster.
Drives the knees right to the midsection, but Hagedorn from behind. Double axe handle reverse the Irish whip. Hagedorn hits the buckle. Kick to the top of the head. Uranagi backbreaker.
Trying to get Hagedorn rolled back inside the ring. Focuses on Edwards now as Ruckus with Hagedorn. Twisting leg drop.
Another great show of agility by Ruckus. Now goes out to the floor, leaving Jigsaw and Strong in there with Hagedorn and Edwards. Now it's all 6 men back in the ring.
And it's Ruckus, Jigsaw, and Roderick Strong with the advantage on all 3 of their opponents. It's a Sweet and Sour Incorporated sandwich in the corner. Strong with the clothesline. Double knees from Jigsaw. And the razzle-dazzle from Ruckus. Total elimination.
I think I've seen that in this building once or twice.
Triple teamwork. Half Nelson backbreaker cover. Broken up.
Hagedorn and Hero both diving in at the last second to break up the pin attempt and save Eddie Edwards.
Roderick Strong with Eddie Edwards inside the ring as all the other men now out to the floor except for Hagedorn. Referee trying to get him out to the apron at least. Strong into the buckle. Edwards charges, runs into the turnbuckle. Enziguri from Roderick. And one from Eddie Edwards. Trying to get him up in that backpack position. Chin breaker.
Needs to go for the cover here, but damage done to his own spine as well from the impact. Instead makes the tag to Hero.
Gotta watch out for that rolling elbow of Chris Hero, as well as the succession of elbows in combination. Roderick Strong down to an E. He's back up. Avoids it, rolls him up. Only two.
So close right there to putting him away, but Hero able to get the shoulder up. Strong gets the elbow into the chin. Watch that boot, rolling elbow.
Roderick's days slumped into the ropes. Hero now. Sit out powerbomb.
Ruckus makes the save. Now it's Hagedorn in as well. Wait a second.
Referee was distracted, and that elbow pad once again tossed into the ring to Chris Hero. He's putting it on. You never know what's in that thing.
Hagedorn, the ref, still tied up. Hero's got that elbow pad around the right elbow. Rolling elbow, no.
Yakuza kick from Roderick Strong. STO from Hagedorn. Jigsaw with Hagedorn now. Drives him down to the canvas.
Directing traffic. Ruckus going to the outside.
Keep your eye on him. Shooting star to the floor. And now it looks like Jigsaw is ready to take a chance, but Eddie Edwards back to his feet. Waist lock.
Elbow from Jigsaw. Clothesline attempt blocked by Edwards. Down to the canvas goes Jigsaw. Edwards right back to his feet. Kick to the face by Strong.
Went for that K-Brana, and Roderick beat him to the strike. Rolling elbow from Hero with that elbow pad.
Roderick went limp. He's out.
And that's three.
Here are your winners, Sweet and Sour Incorporated.
Chris Hero pins Roderick Strong again. And what is in that elbow pad of Chris Hero?
You are now about to witness the strength of that young knockout kid, Chris Hero.
And this is for New York City.
ROHWrestling.com is your one-stop hub for all wrestling merchandise you may need. Whether it's action figures, hats, or books, t-shirts, autographs, or posters, everything you need is at ROHWrestling.com, including tons of DVDs from Ring of Honor, Shimmer, FIP, WWE, TNA, independent promotions, shoot interviews, international leagues, and more. Call 215-781-2500 or visit www.rohwrestling.com for all your wrestling merchandise needs.
Introducing first, from the United Banks of Switzerland, weighing 239 pounds, Claudio Castagnoli.
Every year, Ring of Honor pulls out all the stops for Glory by Honor, and this year is no different. It's the United States debut, in Ring of Honor competition anyway, for Kensuke Sasaki. He made his ROH debut in Tokyo last week, taking on Roderick Strong in a very hard-hitting matchup, both men lighting one another up with lots of chops. Here tonight, it's Sasaki versus Claudio Castagnoli.
And right before that matchup with Roderick Strong, Sasaki made history in Japan by winning the GHC Heavyweight Championship from former ROH World Champion Takeshi Morishima. That victory over Morishima made Sasaki the only man in Japanese wrestling history to hold all three major Japanese Heavyweight World Championships. He is a former New Japan IWGP title holder, as well as a former All Japan Triple Crown Championship holder, in addition to his current GHC Heavyweight Championship title reign, and this matchup is non-title.
Castagnoli trying to take Sasaki off his feet with shoulder tackles. Unsuccessful thus far. Ducks the chop attempt. Castagnoli with a drop kick, but Sasaki stays on his feet and takes Claudio off his. And there's a hard chop from Sasaki. A treat for these fans here in Philadelphia, seeing Kensuke Sasaki live and in person once again. Of course, he appeared in the United States for World Championship Wrestling, but that was several years ago. It's Ring of Honor that brings him back to the States.
Claudio looking to slow things down perhaps here. Greco-Roman knuckle lock, and I'd have to give the edge in power to Sasaki. Claudio with the leverage advantage due to his height, but Sasaki a very muscled athlete. Claudio, though, trying to power him down.
You have to wonder just how much that height advantage is going to come into play in a Greco-Roman knuckle lock, as it does appear that Castagnoli, due to that height, has the advantage for the moment, has Sasaki down on a knee.
Well, you get that downward pressure from the leverage advantage you do have, but Sasaki able to get back to his feet, just sheer power. And Castagnoli gets driven down to the canvas.
He basically threw him down with that strength once he had the leverage to do so. And now both men circling, as you see Nakajima is at ringside in the corner of his mentor, Kensuke Sasaki, chopping away at the chest of Claudio Castagnoli.
Just got him against the ropes, just laying him out with those chops, and Castagnoli wants to get out to the floor and try and buy some time here. Get away from those thunderous chops of Sasaki.
Trying to walk off the effect on the floor. Castagnoli wanting to try to set the pace. It's going to be very difficult to do against such an experienced wrestler as Sasaki. Of course, heads up his own office, Kensuke office, occasionally running events, while also appearing along with Nakajima on Pro Wrestling Noah events quite frequently throughout Japan.
I would like to thank the Sasaki office, the Kensuke office, excuse me, for their participation, helping to make this evening possible.
Chopping away at the chest once again. This time Claudio able to stay on his feet and dish out an uppercut in retaliation. There's another uppercut. Back and forth they go.
Sasaki momentarily gaining the advantage of that strike exchange, but double C going to the eyes, and there you see the attitude shift we've seen of late on the part of Claudio Castagnoli coming into play.
Yeah, we saw a change in Castagnoli. He basically lost it after failing to become ROH World Champion at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City back at Death Before Dishonor 6.
A vicious attack on Bryan Danielson. That issue still to be settled between those two, and I'm sure down the road Claudio Castagnoli is certainly going to have to deal with Bryan Danielson, but right now he's got his hands full with a very powerful athlete in the GHC Heavyweight Champion, Kensuke Sasaki, who just dropped him right on the back of his head.
Able to deliver that suplex, and now Castagnoli into the corner. Comes charging with the clothesline, does Sasaki. A lot of power behind everything that he does. And follows him in once again, driving that arm across the chest and the throat of Castagnoli. Pulls him away from the corner, back to the center of the ring. Vertical suplex, and down to the canvas he goes.
Once again, the back of the head of Claudio bouncing off the canvas. Cover by Sasaki, does not hook the leg. And Claudio able to kick out at one. But certainly still feeling the effects as Sasaki maintains the advantage, stopping away on the shoulder blades. Once again to the top of the back. Castagnoli against the ropes. Another chop to the chest by Kensuke.
Got Castagnoli back into the corner. Another chop. Just lighting up the chest. Once again, Irish whip This time Castagnoli able to get the boot up. This time Sasaki catches it. Uppercut from Castagnoli. And a good show of strength by Claudio right there, lifting Sasaki off the canvas and hot-shotting him on the ring ropes. Gets a near fall out of it. Let's see if Claudio can maintain the advantage now as he has the front chancery cinched in.
Yeah, Claudio just muscled Sasaki off the canvas there. As you said, a great show of power. Now looking to slow the big man down with that front chancery. Make Kensuke carry Claudio's weight there as he tries to get back to his feet.
What's this? I know it's a big occasion. Glory by Honor 7. Jimmy Bauer entering the booth. I know they sell alcohol.
I thought I smelled booze.
Oh, I just had to stop by on this night. What a great night. And I was just thinking to myself, I mean, 7 years ago we were up the street about 5 blocks in a sold-out Murphy Recreation Center, and now here we are 7 years later. So much has happened. Some bumps in the road, some ups and downs. It's always a struggle to survive, but 7 years later we're here in the former ECW arena. There's 3 or 4 times the amount of people that there were in the Murphy Rec Center, and we owe it all you people. You're the reason that we're here right now. You're the reason that Ring of Honor is going strong, and we get through all the ups and downs. We get through the tough times, and it's because of you people. And I mean, you just think of what's happened in 7 years. All the wrestlers that have come through Ring of Honor, going to the Hammerstein Ballroom, going to Japan, going to England, going to Canada. It's just such an incredible ride. And 7 years ago, when we were in the Murphy Rec Center watching Loki and Samoa Joe light each other up, one for the ages, whoever thought that everything would have happened that has happened in that time, and that we'd be here right now. And we want to thank you for making all that possible. I'll put it back to Dave and Lenny. Great job, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jimmy. European uppercut by Castagnoli. Quickly again goes for the cover, and Sasaki able to kick out at 2.
Yeah, shut that door behind you.
Yeah, we got pay-per-view too. That was pretty big.
Yeah, pay-per-view is pretty big. Bye, Jimmy. Yeah, 7 years, all the things that have happened. Some things never change. He's still drunk. Castagnoli with a near fall.
I told you we need a lock on that door.
You can see Nakajima applauding Kensuke Sasaki for being able to kick out right there as Claudio twisting away on the neck. Trying to do some damage, wear the man down, take away some of the power behind each and every one of those chops.
Nakajima and the fans here urging Sasaki, trying to get back to his feet, but Claudio slowing the pace down and then measuring him for the elbow right to the top of the chest. Again, able to get a 2 count is Castagnoli. One more time, drops the elbow on the chest, right back to his feet. Another elbow to the chest. Claudio starting to wear out the chest of Sasaki with those elbows. Again, only able to get him down for 2.
Claudio needs to stay on the man if he wants a chance of pulling out the victory here tonight. Knee strike. And once again, Sasaki, though, staying on his feet. Gets the elbow into the midsection and a hard chop across the chest once again. And Castagnoli really feeling that one, down on a knee himself. Both men back up, and Sasaki drives him all the way into the corner.
Wearing him out with chops, and lariats in the corner.
Just lightning chops by Sasaki. And drives him head first into the turnbuckle and throws him down to the canvas. It is all Sasaki here.
Thought he was going to be giving him a bulldog coming out of the corner. Instead, just grabbed hold of the neck. All his momentum drove Castagnoli face first to the buckle and then clubbed him down to the canvas yet again. Back to their feet. European uppercut, glancing blow. Another one. Sasaki just absorbing all of those uppercuts and firing back with chops.
Series of uppercuts from Castagnoli. Kensuke still on his feet. Elbow connects. Able to throw Castagnoli down to the canvas.
Great judo throw right there from Sasaki. And I was just starting to think those European uppercuts, you see the heavily muscled chest of Sasaki, probably makes it a little bit easier for him to absorb those blows from Claudio.
Power slam. Castagnoli with the shoulder up.
Sasaki questioning senior official Todd Sinclair, was right there with the count. Letting him know that it was indeed only 2. Sasaki back to his feet. Claudio slowly to his feet as well. European uppercut blocked that clothesline attempt. Look for the Alpamari water slide.
He hits it. Looks the leg. Hooked both legs, but only got a near fall.
This time it's the back of Sasaki's head bouncing off the canvas. Might be a prelude to the Ricola bomb. He's got the arms trapped.
Can he get him up for it? Castagnoli going for the Ricola bomb, but Sasaki blocks. Uppercut once again, trying to soften him up to get the maneuver. Inverted atomic drop. Off the ropes. European uppercut takes down Sasaki. Cover.
Too close to the ropes right there. Sasaki, the veteran. Great ring presence. Able to just reach up at the last second, grab hold of the ropes, and stop the count. But it's Castagnoli in command at this point as he's back to his feet.
Pulls Sasaki back up as well. Reversal of the Irish whip. Castagnoli into the buckle. Sasaki charges. Castagnoli to the top rope, trying to get his balance, but able to chop Castagnoli across the chest. And trying to get him into position right now. It's Sasaki all the way to the top rope himself. Top rope Hurricane Rana sends Claudio flying into the middle of the ring.
Sasaki not going for the cover, instead looking to take another chance here. Going to the outside and all the way to the top. Goes Sasaki, trying to stabilize himself before leaping off with the clothesline.
And he connects with Castagnoli, rolls him over, cover. Only gets two.
Give Claudio credit, he absorbed the lariat off the top, but still able to get that shoulder up in the nick of time.
Sasaki with Castagnoli into the ropes, bicycle kick, but he's still on his feet. A second bicycle kick catches the leg and drives him down like a powerbomb. Castagnoli able to grab the bottom rope.
Now this time it was Claudio realizing how close to the ropes he was to save himself.
And now submission predicament right here for Castagnoli. A lot of pressure put both on the shoulder as well as the neck of Castagnoli. Not giving it up though, shaking his head no, as the referee asking if he's had enough. And Claudio using his height advantage right there as he's down on the mat, able to reach the bottom rope with his leg from this position.
Claudio, though, starting to show the wear and tear from so much punishment. Really starting to slow down a little bit here after that maneuver. Clubbing blows to the back and front. Avoids that one, hits the ropes. Springboard European.
Needs to follow up after that maneuver. Not going for the cover, maybe thinking about the Ricola bomb. Sends Sasaki into the corner. Claudio now to the second. Drives down with the knee.
All of his body weight crashing down onto the chest of Sasaki. Claudio perhaps making a mistake here, not trying to follow up. He wants Sasaki back on his feet.
He's just waiting for the right moment to strike, waiting for Sasaki to pull himself up so that Claudio can finish the job. Waiting for the right moment to hit the ropes and get momentum. Bicycle kick, this one takes him down. Cover! Only two. Holding onto the arm. Ricola bomb, can he get it this time? He does! Only gets two! We almost had a huge upset right there, but Kensuke Sasaki with enough to get his shoulder off the canvas.
We mentioned all the Japanese press that were here. They weren't just following Nakajima, they were here following Sasaki as well. And can you imagine the headlines that would have been in Japan tomorrow had the GHC heavyweight champion been pinned in Philadelphia by Claudio Castagnoli?
Well, he's trying his best right here to do just that. Half Nelson suplex right on his head. Sasaki with the advantage. Northern Lariat. Claudio still on his feet. Another Lariat takes him down. Only two, he gets the shoulder up.
Well, you gotta give Claudio credit now getting the shoulder off the canvas. Sasaki says that's it. Claudio back on his feet.
And for the Northern Lights bomb, and he gets it! Cover! He got him!
Here is your winner, the
Heavyweight champion pulls out the victory. And now Claudio Castagnoli will be faced with Bryan Danielson.
Contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Introducing first to my right, the challenger from Tijuana, Mexico, weighing 196 pounds, he is a co-holder of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, Generic Luchador, El Generico! His opponent to my left, from London, England, weighing 242 pounds, he is the Ring of Honor World Champion, Nigel McGuinness.
The Ring of Honor World Championship is on the line in your fourth and final title matchup of the evening here at Glory by Honor 7. Nigel McGuinness to defend in a rematch against El Generico. Their first matchup took place in Cleveland, Ohio at the Age of Insanity event during this summer. Backed into the corner, referee looking for a clean break out of McGuinness.
And as usual, another shot at Bryan Danielson. American Dragon never far from the thoughts of Nigel McGuinness because he knows somewhere down the line that showdown is coming one more time.
And that matchup at Age of Insanity, everybody thought it was just another night for ROH, an easy title defense for Nigel McGuinness against Generico, but Generico surprised a lot of people, including Nigel, I would think, and really taking him to the limit in that one. Closing moments of that matchup, there were several near falls that Generico was just so close to becoming ROH World Champion and shocking the world. And he definitely wants to add another belt to his collection along with the ROH World Tag Team titles that he currently holds along with Kevin Steen. He gets another chance here tonight at Glory by Honor 7.
Yeah, that matchup back at Age of Insanity was very similar in a lot of aspects to the match Nigel had back at Take No Prisoners against Tyler Black. That one also had many people thinking, you know, Tyler Black, a guy normally known for tag team wrestling, what kind of chance does he have against the world champion in a singles matchup? A lot of people didn't expect that to be very difficult for Nigel, and he too was taken to the limit in that matchup. Of course, a little bit higher profile due to it being on pay-per-view, but another match where the champion had to reach very, very deep to walk out of the building still the world champion.
And you know that El Generico is going to make the most of this second opportunity to become Ring of Honor World Champion tonight. And just give it a little bit something extra here against Nigel McGuinness to win it in the rematch. And as you saw earlier on this evening, every title matchup on tonight's card, you saw the matchup, a clip of every man winning the championship to become the title holder, the current title holder. And Nigel McGuinness, if you look at the dates on each of those clips, every other champion on tonight's card, with the exception of McGuinness, won their title within about 2 months, past 2 months. Nigel McGuinness, if he can get through this matchup against El Generico, will have been Ring of Honor World Champion for 1 full year.
Well, that just shows you how good Nigel has gotten since winning the belt. A lot of guys fall victim to the schedule of being the world champion. Main event every night, traveling across the country, across the world, in fact, to defend that title. And it can certainly start to wear on you after several months. We saw it happen to Takeshi Morishima. It's happened to very great athletes throughout wrestling history, but Nigel McGuinness is a guy who has really gained more momentum the longer he's had the belt. He's gotten stronger and stronger.
Stronger and more confident. Now, almost like he's even taking Generico a little bit lightly here in this rematch. He was just slapping him across the face, maybe just trying to fire him up or maybe underestimating him. But after that matchup in Cleveland, how can you underestimate the ability of El Generico?
Well, I certainly hope for Nigel's sake that that's not what he's doing, because he's going to walk out of Philadelphia a very disappointed athlete and a former world champion, because El Generico has already showed he has what it takes to beat Nigel McGuinness. He just came up very, very short.
Able to take Nigel off his feet right there with that boot, after Nigel not only mocking Danielson earlier, but mocking Generico here with that Olay. Now he's got Nigel in the corner, looking to do some damage. El Generico pounding away on the ROH World Champion in the corner.
Right hand to the top of the head by Generico, clubbing away on McGuinness. Hard chop to the chest.
That was for the attack on Kevin Steen right there. El Generico dishing out some punishment for his partner.
Gonna bring Nigel out of the corner, reversal of the whip. Generico hits the buckle. Nigel charges, but Generico gets the elbow up, elevates himself to the second. Boot to the face of McGuinness, staggers him. Springboard to the top, and takes him down with the Hurricanrana. Cover.
When he gets an ear fall, Nigel able to kick out. It's almost scary just how much more momentum Nigel seems to get with each and every successful title defense. As he said, most champions wear it down. They start to break under the pressure, and Nigel just keeps improving and just pulling out another trick each and every time to remain the Ring of Honor World Champ.
Irish whip by Generico. Nigel puts on the brakes in the corner. Catches Generico with the elbow. Head stayed in the corner. Mule kick. Down goes Generico. Nigel very quickly takes control of the matchup back from Generico. Hammerlock into the corner, and goes the champ.
Nigel loves to pick apart the shoulder and the arm of his opponents. He's got that arm in hammerlock position, ready to do some damage. All the way across the ring, driving Generico shoulder first into the turnbuckle.
A very confident look on the face of the world champion as he turns his attention back to El Generico. He has control of the wrist. Generico able to get to his knees. Single-handed Greco-Roman knuckle lock by McGuinness.
That could just be the beginning of him picking apart the shoulder of Generico during the course of this one, as he's able to launch him overhead, just controlling that arm and the shoulder at the same time, and sending him down to the mat.
So many weapons in the arsenal of Nigel McGuinness for Generico to be aware of, but with the damage done to the shoulder, obviously number one on the list is going to have to be the London Dungeon. The arm submission by McGuinness has put so many guys away.
And always effective is the jawbreaker lariat. If he can get himself in position to hit that maneuver on Generico, it could be curtains for the challenger.
The jawbreaker is so effective. In fact, all of the lariats of McGuinness so effective because he can throw them from anywhere at any time. He has so many different variations that it's difficult to prepare for one of them because you just don't know when or where they're coming from.
Both men out to the floor now. McGuinness with Generico up against the barricade. Hard chop across the chest. Again, controlling that arm, keeping it in a hammerlock position so that the shoulder is exposed as he sends him right into the steel barricade, shoulder first.
Generico still hanging on to that left shoulder. As Generico getting taken around the ringside area. Another chop, and more so to the shoulder than the actual chest itself. McGuinness targeting that shoulder. Forearm shot right to the midsection. Doubles up Generico as the champion creates a little distance. There's a little two-fingered salute to the fans of Philly. But Generico gets the boot up. Blocked. Lariat.
Gotta hand it to Generico. Tried to use his big boot as some defense right there, but the champion was one step ahead, tossed down the boot, and connected with that lariat they had in mind from the beginning. And clutching at that shoulder that has been injured now. El Generico trying to battle through the pain.
He's going to take that arm and wrap it right against the ring post. Shoulder first, bouncing off the steel.
McGinnis looks satisfied. He's done enough damage out on the floor with the barricades, the ring post, and everything else. The shoulder of the challenger is weakened, and now the champion, Nigel McGuinness, even more confident than ever.
Generico with an elbow, not a lot of steam on that blow. Another right hand, and McGuinness just shrugs it off, telling him to hit me again. Overhand chop. Single leg pickup by the champ. Right back to the arm. Drops down with the leg, controlling the wrist and the head now of El Generico. Referee Paul Turner asking Generico if he wants to give it up. McGuinness continues to crank down on the head and the arm. Switches it up, back to his feet. Maintaining control of the left arm of Generico and driving the knee right down across the elbow and the biceps. Rolls him over the top.
Again, looking to tie up the arms of Generico to put more pressure on both shoulders, particularly that injured shoulder. But now Nigel bridging back to apply maximum pressure, and a lot of pain shooting through the body of Generico. But he hasn't given up yet.
Rolls through, back to his feet, single leg kicked away by McGuinness. Down goes Generico once again. Nigel just stalking Generico at this point. He's trying to get to the corner and buy a little time here. But McGuinness grabs hold of the mask and brings the challenger back to his feet. The fans here in Philly urging on Generico. He gets caught with a European uppercut but doesn't leave his feet.
Lands the forearm shot. But again, it's not having much of an effect on Nigel as he continues to go to work on Generico, who's again just trying to pull himself back up. He has the determination to earn another championship here in ROH.
Knife edge chop to the chest. McGuinness says bring it on. Generico responds, but the champion able to fire back. Into the ropes he goes. Overhand chop from Generico. Thrust to the throat by McGuinness. Back to the ropes. Another overhand chop. Another thrust to the throat. McGuinness to the ropes. Kick from Generico sends McGuinness to the floor.
And this could give Generico an opportunity to try something high risk. It could pay off, but it could do even more damage to the already injured challenger. It does pay off. Olay! But still feeling the pain through that shoulder. Needs to somehow pull Nigel up off the floor and bring it back inside to go for a cover.
Nigel getting back to his feet after absorbing the springboard moonsault out on the floor. Rolled under the bottom rope by Generico. But certainly the champ looking slowed down here as Generico once again looking to take a chance all the way to the top. High cross body. Hooks the leg. No.
Only got two. He was close, but not quite three. Is this Generico's weekend after winning the tag titles to win the ROH World title as well?
For the Yakuza, nobody there. Kick to the back. Clubbing blow to the chest. Cover. It's again Generico able to kick out at two.
Generico going for that signature Yakuza kick in the corner. If he can nail that maneuver and perhaps the brainbuster in succession, it could earn him the world title. Nigel's got him in position. All the way across the ring with momentum. European uppercut. Snapmare brings the challenger down to the mat. Shoulders down, but only for two. And now the London Dungeon, but way too close to the ropes. Needs to cinch that in right in the center of the ring.
Good job by Generico, realizing how close to the ropes he was there. Able to get the left leg across the bottom rope before Nigel could really cinch in the London Dungeon. Got him in the corner now, front face lock by the champ. Elevates Generico to the top turnbuckle. Be looking for the Tower of London, catches the head. Generico trying to fight him off, lands on his feet.
He avoids it. Elbows now from the champion. Shoved off by Generico. Duck of the lariat. Roll up. Only two.
Good job right there, Generico avoiding those two lariats from McGuinness. Thunder powerbomb, cover. Again, only 2. As Nigel gets that shoulder off. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, he needs to stay on him. He needs to battle through that shoulder injury, dig down for whatever energy he can to stay on the champion. He's gotten a couple quick pin attempts right there, but he needs to try to stay focused on that world title. You can tell just how badly he wanted it in Cleveland, and he wants it so very badly here tonight in Philly as well. Avoids more lariat attempts by McGinnis, single-handed knuckle lock, and now Generico walking the ropes. But the balance taken away from him by Nigel.
Good job by McGinnis taking the feet away. One more time, traps the head, Tower of London, nails it. Right down on top of the head goes Generico. Cover. No!
Somehow able to kick out, refusing to stay down. But you have to hand it to El Generico. Thus far in the contest has avoided every lariat attempt that Nigel has gone for.
And it looks like it's starting to frustrate McGinnis a little bit as well. You see the look on his face after Generico was able to kick out yet again.
That's what you see when you have a rematch against someone, wrestle them on several occasions. You start to learn things and start to learn to avoid things they were fall victim to in earlier matches against that opponent. Oh, but he finally hits a lariat this time, taking El Generico down to the canvas hard.
And I think right there the key was just the distance between Generico and McGinnis right there. Generico was just too close to McGinnis to really avoid it. I don't think he ever saw that one coming.
Placed up top by the world champion. I wonder what McGinnis has in mind from this position. Perhaps a Tower of London to the floor or the apron.
Again, Generico trying to fight here, but Nigel's got him.
Tower of London to the apron. Devastating maneuver. Nigel with the cover. No, only got 2.
Generico still has some fight left in him. But he took a ton of punishment right there. Nothing but steel and wood on the outside of the ring frame. London Dungeon.
More damage was done to that shoulder with the Tower of London to the apron. And now back to the submission hold. Nowhere near the ropes for El Generico to save him right now. Not giving it up. Referee asking him if he's had enough. The pain in the shoulder of El Generico is excruciating.
How much more can he take as he struggles again to make it to the ropes? His foot very, very close to that bottom rope. Also very close to tapping, it looked like right there. Still saying no, however. Last-ditch effort makes it to the ropes.
He refused to give up. And I don't think Nigel knows what to make of the situation here. El Generico so very determined once again here in the rematch. Nigel looking to follow up now. What does he have in mind though? Oh, he's going to take it to the floor again.
Elijah's going to dish out some more punishment. Once again, he puts up the 2 fingers, and for those of you at home who aren't aware, that's the equivalent of the middle finger here in the U.S. from someone from England.
That ain't peace. Inside the ring comes Generico. Maybe playing a little bit of possum right there to lure Nigel into this trap. Can he hit the brain buster? Generico's got him. Nigel blocking the attempt. He can have a new champion if he can hit this brain buster on the turnbuckle. Nigel feeling it coming, blocking the attempt, shot to the throat, sends Generico down, but he's back up. Yakuza kick.
McGinnis hung upside down in the corner as Generico on the opposite side of the ring, slowly making his way to the top.
Bad shoulder or not, coast to coast.
Too close to the ropes.
The ropes, ring positioning, saved the world title right there for Nigel McGinnis. These fans encouraging El Generico to continue the offense here. He's clutching at that shoulder repeatedly, but he's continuing to battle. Brainbuster inside the ring. Can he get it?
He's got the head trapped. Nigel, though, again fights him off. Shot to the midsection, arm wringer. Down goes Generico.
Shoulder first, off the ropes. Forearm, jawbreaker coming up. Avoided. Brainbuster. so close to becoming world champion.
Both men starting to slow down here as Generico trying to dig down one more time for some energy here.
Pointing to the turnbuckle. If he can hit that brainbuster on the turnbuckle, it can earn him the world title. These fans giving him that encouragement, chanting Olay.
He's got Nigel in the corner, but down to a knee to block goes the champ. The shoulder obviously still giving Generico problems as he again traps the head.
He's still going to go for it though, but Nigel positions him across the top rope in position for one of Nigel's many lariats.
Chop to the chest, Nigel on the second.
Gets the lariat.
But not enough to keep him down for 3.
Generico will not stay down. He will not quit. But now, once again, no! Only 2.
Nice roll up from Generico. Great counter to the London Dungeon right there. DDT. Oh, that's exactly what he did to Steen on the belt earlier.
And now the DDT inside the ring on Generico. It's got him on his back once again. What's Nigel doing? We've seen some shady tactics out of Nigel McGuinness in previous title defenses. Whatever it takes to retain the title, he wants to go a full year, and he's taking the turnbuckle pad off of the corner.
Oh, this is desperation on the part of McGuinness. The referee trying to put that turnbuckle pad back on top of the buckle.
He's got the belt! Nigel's got the belt. The referee worried about the turnbuckle pad.
That's revenge for earlier.
I thought we had a new champion right there. Nigel gets the shoulder up somehow.
The super kick from Kevin Steen right into the belt to the face of the world champ.
This crowd's feeling it. Yakuza kick. Brainbuster coming up. These fans want a new champion. Getting at them up for the brainbuster. Trying to fight for it.
There's no turnbuckle pad in that corner. Nothing but the exposed steel.
Nigel pounding away on Generico. He's got him by the head. Brainbuster. No, avoids it. Jackknife pin gets him.
Here is your winner and still Ring of Honor World Champion, Nigel McGuinness.
Nigel McGuinness will now pass 1 year as world champion. Who can stop Nigel McGuinness's title reign?
obnoxious, they're arrogant, and they're drunkards. Yet, they hold all the power here at Ring of Honor because they're the tag team champions.
Boy, man up now. Yeah.
This project is over. The age of the fall has just begun. I'm proud that you can fight alongside me. Together, I think we can do a lot of things.
You stay out of my business, you stay out of Lacey's business, and you leave us alone.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. We really need to go our separate ways.
You crushed my heart. Tell me what! I don't tell you! Tell me! Tell me what! You took everything that was important to me! You forced my hand! Hold that over your head, Eric.
Aren't you sick and tired of doing all Jimmy Jacobs' dirty work? Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Steel Cage Warfare! The sides for this match will be Team number 1, Austin Aries and J-Mark the Briscoes. Team number 2, Jimmy Jacobs, Tyler Black, Delirious, The Age of the Fall. And as the wild card, the Necro Butcher has chosen to be on his own. Earlier, the first 2 entrants were drawn at random, and a coin flip was won by the Age of the Fall. So they will have the 3rd entrant and the advantage. Then after a 3-minute interval, the sides will even. As the wild card, the Necro Butcher can enter at any 3-minute interval. Elimination can take place at any time by pinfall or submission. The last side standing after eliminating its opposition will be the winner. There are no other rules for this match. Introducing the first entrant, Austin
begins. It's Tyler Black and Austin Aries to start things off. Aries soars through the cage door and wipes him out on the floor.
It looked like it was going to be Jimmy Jacobs to start things off against Austin Aries, but instead it's Tyler Black who gets just driven into the steel by Aries.
He's going to do some damage on the floor before bringing it back inside the cage. Series of knee strikes by Aries and clubs down on the top of the head of Tyler Black. There are so many complex issues going into this steel cage warfare. We're not going to have time to get into all of the details. You saw in the video package just some of the history going into this battle.
Aries and Black continue to battle outside the cage. And finally, it looks like Aries is going to throw Tyler Black under the bottom rope. But he gets caught, making his way back inside the cage himself.
You heard Bobby Cruz explain the rules as well. This is our first 3-minute period here between Austin Aries and Tyler Black. Great agility shown by Tyler landing on his feet as Aries put on the brakes. Overhand chop floors him though.
And Black able to put on the brakes himself as he was about to go face first into the steel. Left hand to the top of the head by Austin Aries, the former world champ. Now biting away at Tyler Black. The hatred between Aries and the Age of the Fall certainly going to be on display here in this matchup.
His hatred against Jimmy Jacobs. They have been at war with one another for many months now. Into the corner goes Aries. Tyler Black all the way across the ring. But Aries gets the elbow up. Clothesline out of the corner. Aries in control. He's got Tyler Black kicking away at the midsection in the corner now.
There's the pair of boots to the midsection, waiting for Black to get back to his feet so he can charge and drive the knee to the midsection this time.
Looks to be focusing on that abdominal region of Tyler Black. You can go in and out of the cage as you please. There are no rules in this one.
Left hand to the midsection by Aries. Elbow to the top of the head, and down goes Tyler Black. Trying to drag himself back to his feet using the ropes, but stomped back down to the corner again by Aries, who now climbs to the second. Black throws him off, but another knee to the midsection.
Aries pounding away on the back of Tyler Black in the corner now. These men just struggling for who's going to have the advantage. Hands right around the throat of Tyler Black now. But it's all legal in steel cage warfare. As you hear the countdown from ring announcer Bobby Cruz, Jimmy Jacobs, he's going to send Delirious out to the ring, the next entrant for the Age of the Fall. Tyler Black, able to send Aries crashing down. The Age of the Fall has the advantage, and Jimmy Jacobs saw that Aries was in a weakened position, and instead of sending Delirious, decides to enter the cage himself. Just waited for that right moment.
2-on-1 now, Jacobs and Black against Austin Aries. Black holding Aries in position.
Jimmy Jacobs, he took something off of his neck right there, and using it on the head of Aries, it's all legal.
Oh, he's got that chain wrapped around the fist, just pummeling the forehead of Austin Aries now.
We'll see in the next period whether the Briscoes will even the odds, or will the Necro Butcher choose to enter the matchup himself. He's the wild card. He can enter the match at any point. He's his own team.
Stomp to the gut by Tyler Black as Jacobs now measures Austin Aries and just bites away at the forehead instead. Austin Aries in big trouble here. He's been busted open at the hands of Jimmy Jacobs and that chain, but he's still trying to fight back.
Trying to fight back. It's 2-on-1 situation. Not only that chain coming into play, but of course they can utilize this steel cage and anything else they want.
Double team in the corner by the former World Tag Team Champions.
They could eliminate Austin Aries right here. Eliminations can take place at any point during the course of steel cage warfare. Pinfall or submission to cause an elimination as Aries head first into the side of the steel cage. The blood continuing to flow out of the head of Austin Aries. And now looking to hang him upside down and cause all that blood to rush into his head and pour out of the open wound on his head.
And pours exactly what's happening. You see the stains of Austin Aries' blood in the corner as Jacobs runs to the corner with the knee. Double team drop kick in the corner.
You saw Aries trying to do a sit-up in the corner to get himself out of that position so the blood wasn't just pouring out of his head. Couldn't free himself and still fell victim to that double team as you see a good look at the lacerated head of Austin Aries. Just being choked by Jimmy Jacobs now. So vicious, the age of the fall. Using Austin Aries' own blood as he dished out that overhand chop across the chest and out close fist right to that cut on the forehead of Aries.
Black continuing to hold him in position, but Aries gets the boot into the midsection of Jimmy Jacobs. We're about to have our next entrant in the matchup.
Who will it be? And Necro Butcher has drawn the next entry into the matchup.
The wild card, the man who is his own team, the Necro Butcher. Listen to the crowd here in Philly.
Necro's his own man. He doesn't need anyone on his team. He doesn't need anyone in his ear telling him what to do.
Aries is a bloody mess in the corner. Atomic drop. Jacobs against the ropes. Black in the corner. And Necro just grinding away on the head of Jimmy Jacobs. Well, I was going to say a boot, but he doesn't wear any. Kick to the head of Tyler Black.
A big foot doing damage to his opponents. And now he's taking it to Austin Aries as well, driving him head first into the steel cage.
Oh, look out, Todd Sinclair.
He is not your opponent, Necro. Focus on the wrestler.
Anybody in the way of the Necro Butcher is his opponent.
Another big foot connects. This time with Tyler Black in the corner, takes a shot at Jimmy Jacobs and now kicking away on Aries as well. Necro in control. You'd think it might turn into a 2-on-1 or perhaps even a 3-on-1 if they all chose to team up against Necro, but no, it's Necro with the advantage on all three of his opponents right now.
Necro's got them all right where he wants them.
Exactly. Down and hurt. Advantage to Team Necro. No eliminations thus far in Steel Cage Warfare.
Todd Sinclair has just eliminated himself.
Wanted to get out of harm's way. And here comes Tyler Black, firing away on Necro, who delivers the headbutt. And that takes Tyler off his feet. Big foot to the bloodied face of Austin Aries.
Continuing to attack that cut.
And just a savage in that ring is the Necro Butcher. Brutal in every way, and this is his kind of match. And biting the head of Jimmy Jacobs now.
And it is all Necro Butcher here. Right hand for Tyler Black in the corner. Necro wants somebody on their feet he can hit.
Whichever team is standing tall after all the eliminations have taken place will be the winners of Steel Cage Warfare here tonight. Tyler Black sent through the ropes, through the door, and all the way to the floor.
Necro asking the fans in the front row a little advice as he makes his way out.
Decides to dish out some punishment on the floor. It's all legal.
The foot to the face.
As you hear Bobby Cruz doing another countdown.
3, 2, 1.
The next participant in Steel Cage Warfare is Jay Briscoe.
Tosses a chair over the top of the cage. Make it 2.
Hey, it's all legal. You can use whatever you want. He sees chairs around the ring. Time to man up here at Glory by Honor 7. It was 1 year ago that the Age of the Fall debuted as a unit and hung Jay Briscoe from the ceiling in Chicago. And now looking for some revenge here this evening as he throws that chair at the head of Tyler Black.
Tug of war with Necro, but a boot to the midsection. He wins it. And Necro's prize is a chair right to the face.
Pounding away on Tyler Black. now. Jay Briscoe going to work.
Aries and Jacobs in the corner. Left hands from Aries.
Team Necro with a chair as Jay Briscoe still on his feet until now.
Caught with that chair and a kick to the head as well as Necro going to work on Jay Briscoe again, just grinding away at the forehead.
Aries and Jacobs both bleeding. Goes to the eyes of Austin Aries, does Jacobs. Trying to get himself out of the cage, he does.
Smart move on the part of Jacobs, getting out of harm's way and away from Austin Aries.
Well, Aries,
but Aries saw him.
He's going to follow him. And he's climbing the ropes, climbing the cage. Got that height that he wanted and came crashing down on Jacobs. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Tyler Black, the victim of the punches from Jay Briscoe.
And Jay's been busted open himself as well. Black hits the corner. Jay charges, clothesline, nowhere for Black to go. Snapmare in the center, off the ropes with momentum. Drop kick right to the face.
Jay's all fired up. Necro on his feet, grabs the chair once again. Aries and Jacobs still battling on the floor. Tyler Black, the victim of the chair slam from the Necro Butcher.
Aries raking the face of Jacobs into that cage and then elbowed him right in the back of the head.
Looks like perhaps Jay Briscoe and Necro getting on the same page right here to dish out some punishment to Tyler. Taking turns, just landing shots. Close fist punches on Tyler Black.
Black back to his feet, only to get drilled by both Necro and Jay once again, and somehow Tyler Black not going down. You got to give him credit. He's taking a beating right here at the hands of Jay Briscoe and the Necro Butcher.
And Delirious will be our next entrant in Steel Cage Warfare, immediately coming to the aid of Jimmy Jacobs and attacking Austin Aries on the floor before getting inside the cage. With the chair across the back of Necro, and he collides with Jay. Panic attack.
Nowhere for Jay to go in the corner. He gets drilled by Delirious. Necro trying to get back to his feet. Tyler Black down.
And now Delirious using his ring jacket to choke Necro Butcher. All of the members of Age of the Fall have now entered the matchup. All of the members of Team Necro have entered the matchup.
Yes, all of them.
Pounding away on the back of Necro Butcher, Tyler Black and Delirious.
Black with right hands to the head of Necro. Jay trying to get back to his feet. Delirious sees it and tells Tyler Black to go back into the corner. Delirious blocks to the midsection. Delirious with a chair.
Gotta keep your eye on that chair. Locked.
Necro and Delirious battling. Boot to the gut. You know what? I'm not even going to try and stop myself when I say boot anymore.
He's got another chair to the midsection of everybody. Necro with that chair connects with Aries as well.
Team Necro standing tall.
Making good use of the chair. Jimmy Jacobs with a shot to the back. And finally, the spear from Jimmy Jacobs takes him down. Kick to the head. Aries now with Necro. Brainbuster.
Jacobs and Aries with the cover.
Well, the Necro Butcher has been eliminated from Steel Cage Warfare, but Austin Aries and Jimmy Jacobs both were covering him at the same time. I don't know if you can call that joining forces and all, but they did both eliminate the Necro Butcher. He is now out of the matchup. It is between the Age of the Fall and Austin Aries and the Briscoes.
The blood continues to pour from the laceration on the forehead of Jay Briscoe, who is an absolute mess in the corner. And look at Aries and Jacobs looking at one another. They can't believe it either. Well, so much for that.
Aries just firing away on Jacobs as Bobby Cruz making the count. just a few seconds away from Mark Briscoe being added to the mix. Standing on the throat of Jimmy Jacobs in the corner is Aries, and Mark Briscoe has a barbed wire table. The barbed wire table being brought to steel cage warfare by Mark Briscoe. And with the addition of Mark Briscoe, this matchup has all of the competitors entered into the fray. Necro, the only man eliminated thus far. Mark Briscoe enters the cage. Going to work on Delirious. Stomping away on Tyler Black. Attacking the Age of the Fall.
Continuing to stomp away on Tyler Black. Chair right to the face of Delirious by Jay.
Head first into the cage goes Tyler Black at the hands of Mark Briscoe. Jay working over Delirious. He's got a chair in his hand. Briscoe's looking to work together to focus on the Age of the Fall, waiting for the right moment to strike. Jay with chair in hand launches it at the head of Tyler Black.
Tyler Black and Austin Aries have to be feeling it the worst out of all these guys. They've been in there the longest, and Austin Aries has lost so much blood in this matchup as well. The chant of man up rings out throughout the former ECW arena.
These fans solidly behind Austin Aries and the Briscoes.
Delirious and Jay Briscoe on the outside as Mark continues to fight in the corner with Tyler Black face first to the buckle. Aries and Jacobs in the far corner continuing the battle.
On the floor, Delirious into the barricade, shoulder first.
Jay looking under the ring apron. Delirious has been sliced open.
Oh, his arm sliced on that steel. And has been known to slice the flesh of the competitors here in ROH. And now that barbed wire table awaiting, trying to get the suplex on Tyler Black. He blocks the attempt against a suplex of his own. No one has yet fallen victim to that barbed wire table.
Jay getting fired up on the outside. Boot to the face of Mark by Tyler, but he fights back. Shot to the midsection, right hand by Black. Jay and Delirious continue to battle on the floor. Face first to the cage goes Delirious as Aries is absolutely spent in the corner as Jacobs chokes away on Aries.
Mark Briscoe firing away on Tyler Black. Jay Briscoe now climbing the cage. Delirious though back to his feet on that table, climbing himself. The table, crashing through the table. Jay Briscoe falling off the cage at the hands of Delirious, but there's Mark Briscoe trying to knock Delirious down. He falls to the floor. Down goes Jimmy Jacobs.
Mark's got the barbed wire table. The only one standing in the ring at this point besides Mark Briscoe is that table, and it's now set in the corner as Aries starting to get back to his feet. Right hand from Mark to Tyler Black. Got him up.
Cutthroat driver through the table.
No. Black able to block.
Powerbombs him into the barbed wire. Trying to free his partner from the barbed wire right there is Austin Aries.
Tyler Black back to his feet. Sledgehammer blow to the back of Aries. Delirious making his way back to the ring.
Pulling himself back up on the floor and stepping into the cage once again.
The Age of the Fall on their feet.
And the Briscoes and Aries are down and hurt. Things are not looking good for their team right now. Age of the Fall is in control.
Delirious choking away on Aries as Tyler Black. The damage done by that table getting it out of the ring, as well as the leg that was ripped off of it. And the body of Briscoe went flying through it.
And now the Age of the Fall, 3-on-1, pounding down on Austin Aries. Just picking apart him.
Briscoe still down on the outside.
No one to come to the aid of Austin Aries. It is all Age of the Fall. But Aries is firing back. Shots to the midsection of all three of his opponents here.
Refusing to stay down is Austin Aries, back to his feet. Forearm for Delirious. One for Brock as well. Backs him into the corner. Goes behind, traps the knee. Shin breaker. Belly to back combo.
Dumps Tyler right on his head. Aries to Jacobs once again. Lands a shot. Drop kick in the corner to Delirious. Where is Aries getting this energy?
Oh, it is complete adrenaline and hatred driving Austin Aries on. He's lost so much blood, barely able to stand on his feet, but refusing to go down without a fight.
Tyler catches him. Unbelievable. Delirious now, Cobra Clutch. Cobra Clutch suplex. He's got him in the corner. Panic attack position. He nails it. A second panic attack.
Jacobs telling him to do it again. Continuing to wear out Aries in the corner. Now Jacobs back to his feet. A limp Austin Aries placed at the feet of Jimmy Jacobs. The end time.
Delirious did all that damage for Jimmy Jacobs. And now passing out in the end time. Aries eliminated from Steel Cage Warfare. Jacobs wins this chapter of the war against Aries. And the Briscoes now at a disadvantage. It is 3-on-2.
Austin Aries tossed into the body of Jay Briscoe as he tried to make his way back inside the ring.
Well, now they're giving him a bit of an assist back inside the ring. 3-on-1 now, and this time it's the Age of the Fall against Jay Briscoe 3-on-1.
And the odds do not look good for a bloodied Jay Briscoe here.
Somehow Mark Briscoe needs to get back to his feet, come to the aid of his brother. 1 year after the original attack in Chicago, the Age of the Fall hanging Jay Briscoe upside down from the rafters, and his blood pouring down on Jacobs, who has the spike.
Come on, Briscoe!
They're gonna finish him off 1 year later. Jacobs, he wants Delirious to do it. Handing the spike to Delirious.
Jay Briscoe's defenseless here.
The spike in the head to Delirious, doing the bidding of Jimmy Jacobs and the rest of the Age of the Fall. Delirious is gonna spike him. What? There's Daisy Hayes. If anyone can reason with Delirious, it's Daisy.
What has he just done?
Well, it took a lot of guts for Daisy Hayes to get in that cage, but she is hurt, and she is hurt badly. Delirious.
We need to get some help out here for Daisy.
That's it!
Look at the spot.
Jimmy Jacobs is smiling. What is going through the head of Delirious right now? We need help for Daisy Hayes.
Mark Briscoe's climbing up on top of the cage.
I don't think that they were realizing this. Mark's at the top of the cage.
wiping out everybody.
The referee's tending to Daisy Hayes. We've got to get some medical attention for her. Into the cage head first goes the Age of the Fall. The Briscoes digging down and getting some energy. And these fans getting behind them. The Briscoes getting their revenge 1 year later and here in Philadelphia.
3-on-2 odds certainly not in their favor, but you couldn't tell from the looks of things right now. Delirious caught right hand from Jay Briscoe. Mark looking to climb the ropes. Delirious up on the shoulders. Doomsday device.
Cover. Delirious eliminated. Well, the odds are now 2-on-2 once again between the Briscoes and Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black. The Briscoes are pounding the Age of the Fall.
Jay in the corner with Tyler. Mark with Jacobs in the opposite corner. Face first to the buckle goes Black. Double team perhaps here from the Briscoes. They got Tyler. Double deal into the cage.
They've got both Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs down. Chair-assisted drop kick in the corner to the face of Jimmy Jacobs. Oh, they've got to be enjoying this, getting their revenge on Jacobs and Black.
Oh, they've waited so long for an opportunity like this. Right hands raining down on both Black and Jacobs by Mark and Jay Briscoe, but Tyler going to the eyes. You got to give Tyler Black credit for resiliency. He's been in this match and taken more punishment than just about anybody, and he continues to fight back.
Jacobs with the chair. Down across the back. Tyler Black with the chair as well. Using it as a weapon.
Right into the kidneys.
Just that quickly, the tide of the match has turned in the favor of the Age of the Fall once again.
Beating down the Briscoes here. Double team now on Jay, who has lost so much blood. Elbow to the top of the head by Black.
Jimmy Jacobs, again with that spike, using it as a weapon.
Just digging it into the already lacerated forehead of Jay Briscoe. Black in the corner, foot to the throat of Mark.
And Jimmy Jacobs using whatever he can get his hands on here as a weapon to do more damage to Jay Briscoe.
Down again across the top of the head. Tyler continues to punish Mark Briscoe. Face first to the cage goes Mark Briscoe.
Oh, his face is just being raked against that chain link fence.
Jacobs choking now, Jay Briscoe.
And the Age of the Fall on their feet, chair and spike in hand. Just waiting for the Briscoes to get back in a standing position. They're going to finish him right here. Briscoes have gone insane! Big lariat on Tyler Black! One for Jacobs, man up! Jay Driller, cutthroat driver! Both of them hit the moves! The Briscoes win steel cage warfare!
Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs have both been eliminated. The winning team, Austin Aries and the Briscoes.
What a night! Thank you for 7 years of glory by honor. Thank you for joining us.